Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Buffalo Sports Center here on a fine Tuesday evening. It's warm down here in Kentucky. I have no idea if it's warm in Buffalo. I hope it is. But we are coming back for this hockey game between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Buffalo Sabres. Here is the gold medal ceremony. We got 17 people already in the chat. Of course, before the game starts, the Sabres organization is honoring all of the gold medalists from the U.S. men's hockey tournament that happened over in Milan about a week and a half ago. For the Sabres, of course, Tage Thompson won gold down in Italy. For Vegas, this is going to be interesting as well. Jack Eichel won gold. Yes, like and subscribe, folks. 23 people. I'm sure you're all wondering how I feel about Jack Eichel. But we got some early claps here for Tage Thompson. Let's see what the reaction is for Jack Eichel. Well, they haven't shown him yet. But Robert Thomas, we will talk about Robert Thomas at the intermission. I know this is huge news that's been circulating Twitter today. We'll dive deeper into that whole saga in the first intermission. For now, I'm just focusing, I'm watching here the gold medal, their tribute to Tage Thompson. He's trying to stay even-keeled. This is interesting. There's Jack Eichel as well. I'm going to cheer him. I'm going to cheer Eichel for the pregame, this gold medalist, honoring him for that. But after that, he's getting booed. He's a bum. And you can already start hearing some boos.
And now we'd like to invite Tage's teammates with Team USA, Jack Eichel and Noah Hannafin, along with Team USA massage therapist Brett Crompton to center ice.
Sounds like there are some cheers for Jack Eichel and Noah Hannafin. Can hear some intermittent boos from the crowd, though. More so, there's just a bunch of USA chants. USA. USA. It's a packed house at the KeyBank Center, folks, on a Tuesday night. A year ago, even earlier this season, no chance this would have happened. No chance this would have happened. It's so nice to see Sabres hockey back. I'm so glad that for the first time in 15 years, we have meaningful Sabres hockey. I shouldn't say that. We had meaningful Sabres hockey a few years ago, but even then, the playoffs felt kind of like a pipe dream. This year, it's a real thing. This is a real deal potential Sabres playoff team. So I'm really happy about that. I'm just glad we got something. Okay, so some cheers for Jack Eichel. No boos. Looks like Sabres, all the Sabres fans got their message here. Country bigger than player. There are a bunch of cheers. And of course, all the fans in attendance tonight got a rally towel. Hopefully, the organization's going to have to print more of those out come April. But the gold medal ceremony is over. Cheers for Eichel. Cheers for Tage. Questions surrounding the rest of this roster as we near the trade deadline here for all 32 NHL hockey teams. Again, Kale and I will discuss all of the latest Sabres rumors at the intermission. It's so nice we actually got a topic to talk about for 16 minutes. This is cool. It's not just us fooling around and stuff. But I didn't do a proper intro on this stream. We jumped right into the gold medal ceremony. But anyways, I'm done. This is Buffalo Sports Center. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on this nice Tuesday evening. Of course, I'm not going to show the game. I expect there to be a few more people in tonight's stream than others, given the whole Jack Eichel factor. So, disclaimer up front, not showing the game in case you're new to this channel. Copyright reasons. I could go over to Twitch, but even then, I feel like I'd be violating a few agreements and licensing agreements. People pay a lot of money for that. And I'm not talking about me or you, I'm talking about the suits. But make sure to like this stream and subscribe. We want to get this stream out to as many people as possible. Get the algorithm on our side. I'm picking up Robert Thomas from the airport on Friday. Yeah, I can't wait for those rumors. Oh my gosh, Robert Thomas sighted at Duff's at the airport. The airport Duff's, or the Anchor Bar at Duff's, excuse me. The Anchor Bar at Duff's. Anchor Bar at the airport. Yeah, that'll be funny. But yeah, Robert Thomas is the talk of the town right now, so to speak. But we are getting through the national anthems, folks, so just a few more minutes to puck drop here. Stick around with me. It's going to be a good game, I think. It's going to be a very good game here between the Sabres and Golden Knights. These games usually are very back and forth, and especially with the Sabres good now for the first time. Yeah, this will be interesting to see how the crowd reacts. I haven't seen the full roster for Vegas. I was reading some things online beforehand about Mitch Marner potentially being out for tonight's game. If anyone has a roster sheet, an updated roster sheet, I haven't checked for about 15 minutes, so I couldn't tell you. But is Mitch Marner playing in tonight's game? Same thing goes for... There's one other player, one other important player. I wonder if it was Braden McNabb. I can't remember. But there are two players for the Vegas Golden Knights that apparently have been dealing with a sickness. One of them's Marner, one of them's someone else. Not sure if both are playing. Josh, what's going on? Chrissy, Remy, I should give some shout-outs in chat. Let's see. AI, Pissed Off, Sabres Fan, Cal is here. I already mentioned you, Remy. Chrissy, Merca, Kulik, plus a first-round pick. It sounds like the Sabres are going to dangle 4 assets towards the Blues, and maybe we'll get Robert Thomas plus another piece. What that other piece might entail, your guess is as good as mine. But, alrighty. Starting goalies. Here we go. Alex Lyon in net for the Sabres. Akira Schmid, the backup in net for Vegas. He's got a 16-7-6 record, 2.55 goals against average, and an 8.95 save percentage with 2 shutouts. Lyon has been stellar for the last 2 months. Let's see if he keeps that stellar streak alive here tonight. But folks, we are about to get underway here. And Jim Kelly beating the drum here for the Sabres. Nice to see him out and about. But Buffalo looking to make it, extend their gap between themselves and the first team out, the Washington Capitals. Buffalo sitting at 76 points here going into this hockey game. Let's make it 78. I've been saying post the Olympic break, the Sabres need 13 wins to get to 100 points and get in. Well, they've already gotten 3, 10 more to go, maybe 14. I was always accounting for maybe an OT loss here and there, so we'll see. Please destroy Vegas, make Marner and Eichel cry. I'd love that. But anyways, folks, we are underway here in the first between the Sabres and Golden Knights. Vegas getting the puck quickly to the front of the crease there. There was a spinorama shot from Bowman. Whoa, look out! Tuck nearly splitting the defenseman going in. Now he centers this one at Krebs. His shot got blocked. Same with Samuelson. Puck careens to the near side boards. Already a fast-paced start to this hockey game. It's a full crowd as well in Buffalo. And the Sabres fans are back to booing Jack Eichel just a tiny bit there. It's nice to see. Sabres at center ice here, chipped into the zone by the Golden Knights. Byram there to retrieve that puck. He goes along the near side boards, flips it forward to Doan. He crosses the center ice line before losing it. Puck's still loose. No one can really handle it right now. Doan will just cycle it back to Byram. Byram up the near side. He'll play a pass towards the direction of Norris. That gets intercepted. Byram got Orfeev. He tried to use the speed to split him, but Byram cleaned his mistake up pretty nicely, and here come Buffalo up the far side. They are offsides, though. Let's go, Buffalo. Indeed, indeed. Hopefully the internet doesn't die here. All right, we're back. Sabres win the faceoff. We won a faceoff. That's cool. Dump it into the Vegas zone. Zucker in on the forecheck. He'll try to play it to the point, but it goes between the defensemen. Kesselring retrieves it. He'll shoot it in. Now behind his own net is Braden McNabb. I think he started his career out with the Sabres way back when. His pass got picked off at center. McLeod jumps on it first, trying to receive a chip pass again from Zucker, but the Sabres, on a delayed offsides, have to exit the zone here, giving McNabb some precious time to let his teammates change. Quiet crowd right now, looking for a spark maybe. Vegas looking to chip it in. There's an interesting stat for you guys. Vegas, it's been probably 2 months, close to 2 months, since they've beaten a team currently sitting in the playoffs. So interesting. Sabres have iced the puck, meanwhile. But there's Zach Benson. Oh, you guys can't see. Zach Benson's on the screen right now. But he's playing. If he gets shipped out in that Robert Thomas trade, I'm going to be very pissed. Very, very pissed. So this defensive zone face-off. Here's Eichel leaning into it. Loses the draw. Ha ha! Oh, screw you, Eichel. You're still a bum. You're still a bum, pal. Sabres chip it into the Vegas zone. Shane Theodore being pestered there by the little pest, Benson. Looks like Benson's camped out on the fourth line right now. Eichel just takes a decent little check with some jeers from the crowd. Cheers. Beck Malenstein shoots this one in. Nice hard check on the defenseman. He gets it to the far side. Tage looking to pick the pocket of Barbashev. He does a good job at that. Sabres will just float it towards the direction of Schmid. He blockers that off the glass, and now Vegas can use that to quickly get back, but he's nearly stripped. It looks like every time he touches the puck, the fans will boo Eichel. Here's Sabres with a quick pass going forward. Tage on the forehand takes the shot. That goes wide. It was looking far post on that one. Schmid, anticipating that, got over. Here's Tage at center, circling back with the puck, goes far side. Krebs gets across the blue line. Byram shoots it around and in. Here's Power. His name has been floating around in those Thomas trade rumors. We'll talk about that as well. But watch out. Vegas looking for a quick break, but that pass missed. No icing, though. Lyon will shoot it around the boards. It gets out of the zone. Here's Ostland, another player linked to the Blues. Trying to handle this one on the far side. Loose puck picked up by the Knights. Here's McNabb going cross ice. He's got a little bit of space, but Lavoie, who was just called up here, he is offsides. Looks like that's your guy in for Marner. 26 people in the chat. Make sure folks like and subscribe. Let's get to 10 here early on. Let's get to double digits. Come on now. Let's go, folks. We can do it. So this face-off coming just outside the Vegas zone here. Third line out there for Buffalo. Norris, Ostland, and Doan. Norris leaning into this face-off. He wins it. Goes across to Kesselring. He'll shoot one straight at Schmid. The rebound kicks right out to Norris, but he couldn't get another shot off. Norris on the far boards, trying to squeak it down low. Gets a nice touch pass again. Doan to Ostland. Quick shot on goal. Schmid makes the save. So he'll hold on for a whistle there. Every time Josh Norris gets hit, I get a little scared. That's part of the reason why probably we're going after Robert Thomas. We need another reliable center. Norris, he ain't going to cut it, folks. He's not going to cut it. He's just not healthy enough every season. 30 people in the chat. Sabres win the offensive zone face-off. Coming down from the point is Metza, trying to go far post. McLeod was there, but Schmid gloves that puck down for another whistle. And there's Jack Quinn. But it's exciting times in Saberland. And I'm sure this crowd is looking for a reason to get hungry, get loud and happy. Eichel leaning into this face-off here against McLeod. Offensive zone draw just to the right of Schmid. Okay, linesman, can we drop this puck, pal? Dude, drop the puck. Linesman, you're just so pretentious, you know that? Sabres win it anyways. Samuelson to Don Lane. Now inside McLeod. A little bit of space. Gets it to the front of the net. They score! Jason Zucker puts the Sabres in front 1-0. That's going to be Jason Zucker's 16th goal of the year. And the Sabres out in front early 1-0. Let's go. Let's go. It took a weird deflection. McLeod just had way too much space walking down the slot, and suck it. There's Eichel scooping the puck out of his own net. Take that. Take that, you loser. You loser. You're a loser. You know that? That's all you do is lose. So the Sabres, with a little bit of jump here early on in this hockey game. Vegas, they're coming off of a really horrendous 5-0 loss in Pittsburgh on Sunday. So they really need this game to get themselves going again. They're looking to respond here on this shift. Here's Hanifin trying to keep this puck in at the boards. He'll flip it down low to Kolesar. Kolesar around to the far side. Down low to Tomas Hertl again. Here's Hertl circling, scanning. Now tries to go to the front. Quick shot on goal. Lyon makes the first save. The rebound sits right there for Kolesar. Another good save by Lyon. Now up top. Anderson doesn't take the slapper. Gives it out wide to Hertl. Drops it. Another shot looking for the redirection. Hanifin. That just was off the mark. Now Kolesar with another shot that goes wide far post. Sabres need to get off the ice. This is a rough shift. Not a good response from Buffalo here after the goal. And now they get turned around. Saad walking down the slot. Lyon makes the save through traffic. Puck remains in play though. Here's Metza in the corner. He'll finally chip this one out to center ice. That was a much needed clearance there for Buffalo. Nice. Good for you, Jonathan. Nice. It's a good game to attend. Sabres pick a pass off at center ice. Here's Benson. Inside towards Kozak. Goes for the shot that just floats off the post. He was looking far post. It took a deflection, I think, off the Golden Knights stick. Here's Benson now centering this one to Malenstein. His shot blocked. Now this Golden Knights clear it to center. Sabres get right on it, though. Here's Benson under a little bit of trouble. Turns it over to Marner. Here's Marner. Plays it back up top. That shot from the point goes well wide. Benson trying to clear this one on the second try. Can't get it by McNabb. Now he'll get it by Marner and out to center. Korzak waiting for it. He'll dump it into the Vegas zone. It's a foot race into the near side corner. Reinhart and Samuelson. Cole Reinhart for the Golden Knights. Reinhart with the battle. He'll get it to the point. Not very far, though, and Kesselring now has some space to lead the rush here. Here comes Buffalo. Looking to center this one. Doan just couldn't get a stick on that one. Here's Shea Theodore. Oh, he just shot a puck into the face. It hits Kesselring. Of all the guys who's been injured so much this season, it hits Kesselring right on the noggin. And he's a little stunned. He's on his knees right now. Hopefully he's okay. Can't see his face off the initial camera angle. He says he's okay. It looks like it hit the side of his face, maybe a cheek. But he appears to be all right. But that'll take us to our first commercial break here. MSG is going to call it quits here early. 13:38 left in the first period. Let me get you that goal information. 10-0? I don't know. They're playing like it. They're playing like it. But make sure, folks, like and subscribe. More so like. Just like. Just one quick click. We're already at 10. Nice. I like that. That's cool. Let's get to 15. Let's get to 15. I'm feeling good tonight. The boys seem to be good tonight, too. Boys, I mean the Sabres. They seem like they're feeling good about themselves. But Jason Zucker, it's been his second since he scored. That's his first coming out of the break, I believe. Yeah, it is. You know who needs a goal? Like a MF or Ryan McLeod. He's got a ton of assists this year, but only 11 goals. Oh, let's get that. Clicking is too hard. Yeah, I guess so. It's really not. Let me convince you guys, okay? Here, look at that. Oh, wait, I'm not even on the screen. I got the NHL app open. Let's see here. Look at this. Hold on. I'm gonna do it off my personal account. Okay, so I clicked once. All right. Visual demonstration. I'm a visual learner, so I understand for you guys that are in the same boat. But let's go. We got 12 likes right now. That's cool. We can do 13. But mine doesn't count. Let's get more. Compensate for mine. Donor needs a goal as well. He's been at 18 for a while. I've been looking for him to get to 20. Seems like it's been a while. There's a couple guys that need a goal. Quinn needs a goal. One final goal, maybe before he's shipped out on Friday. If we are to believe the rumor mill. But here's Buffalo in the Vegas zone. Samuelson's one-timer blasts off a skate and wide of the target. Now the puck rims to the far side. Dahlin with a good slide keep in. He flips it to Zucker in the far corner. Back up top to Samuelson. Samuelson down the wall towards McLeod. McLeod running out of space. He will just backhand it down low towards the corner. Misses Quinn. Goes right to Zucker. Zucker whacks away at it, but it goes right to a Vegas player and they can chip it out. Osiris, what's going on? Jonathan, you better get loud. Make sure you're on that MSG broadcast. But here's Samuelson in his own zone. Crisscrossing with his D partner. Now the Sabres looking for a stretch pass here. Thompson, you're offsides, pal. Don't love that call from the linesman, but their stupid rules are law. McLeod, $5 million a season is steal of a deal. Yeah. McLeod is a great deal at $5 million. Same with Tage. You know why the Sabres can afford to go after Robert Thomas, who's getting $8 million? I mean, in essence, the Sabres are looking to get their third top six center onto this roster. But we're paying Tage Thompson $7 million a season, so we can afford it. And it looks like Tuck just tripped a guy. So Vegas will be going to their first power play of the night. That's a silly offensive zone tripping by Alex Tuck. We'll stick in, going for the puck. Catches a piece of the defenseman Lazon. He's battling for the puck. That's unfortunate. He gets his stick underneath the skate of Lazon. I don't know. That's probably a penalty. Which, coming from me, means it is a penalty. So Vegas with their first power play opportunity of the night. You got Hurdle, Bowman, Marner. And now we got a stoppage here. We got a whistle. I wonder if there's something wrong on the scoreboard. Nope. Here comes Eichel. Here comes Jack Eichel onto the ice. They wanted to get Bowman off the ice for Eichel. So he'll lean into this faceoff here against McLeod. McLeod beats Eichel on the faceoff. Samuelson gets to that puck. He'll send it all the way down the ice. Rings this one off the boards and down. Yeah, that'd be nice. A McLeod shorty. Feel like that's been 3 of his goals so far tonight. But here comes Marner, weaving his way into the Sabres zone. Flips it around to the far side. Bowman to the point for Eichel. Down low towards Bowman. Below the goal line. Gets it to Marner. Marner inside the Hurdle up top. Eichel holding on to this one. Booed by the crowd. Eichel holds. Sends it to the back post. What a save by Lyon! He just stretched out with the pad and got to Hurdle, but the danger is not subsided, folks. Here's Marner at the point. Now wide to Eichel. Eichel back to Marner. Down low. Bowman, they got the Sabres all stretched out. Finds Hurdle, but his pass picked off. And now McLeod can get it out of the zone and down the ice. But I'd love to see a replay there on that Hurdle chance. Here's Eichel getting booed heavily. Nice to see. And now he's just pushed the Sabres, or the Golden Knights off sides there. And he's cheered for that. So let's see here, this last opportunity. Oh, it actually, I gave too much credit to Eichel, or to Lyon. Bowman actually just whiffed on the slam dunk there at the back post. But the puck wasn't laying flat. Vegas should have scored there to tie it up, but Sabres got lucky. We're getting the bounces right now. And right off the draw, the Sabres win it and send it down the ice. Second power play unit out there for Vegas. Theodore going up the near side for Smith. He crosses the Sabres blue line, makes a move around one, goes towards the corner. Now he'll try to play it to the point, but his pass is picked off by Benson, and he'll crisscross here with Dahlin. Dahlin receiving the short pass. He'll throw it around the boards. Missed Benson, and here comes Rasmus Andersson. The other way. Andersson gains the line, finds Theodore, nearly had it stripped by McLeod. In the end, he just chucks it towards the net. Goes wide of line, around, back to the point, and it goes out of the zone. 10 seconds remain here in this Vegas power play. They are at center, maybe one last opportunity. Nope. Samuelsson breaks up their rush opportunity, sends it down the ice, and the Sabres kill off that power play. We're winning faceoffs. Yes, AI, we are. It's really weird. I'm not used to seeing that. Watch out here. Byram. Gotta beat out Hurdle to that puck. He does. But here's Kolasar in the corner, meeting Samuelsson. Sabres get it towards the front of the net. Here's Tuck just outside the penalty box. Makes a nice move to get to center. Plays it out wide. Sabres playing it towards the net. Nearly fell for Tuck. Ooh. Byram looking to label Kolasar there. Couldn't. Just sending a little message to Keegan Kolasar. He's pretty much the only enforcer on Vegas. But even he's got a bit of skill. Here's Noah Hannafin. For Vegas, gets it forward. Andersson shoots it in. Vegas kind of have controlled the game here recently. Probably because of that power play, which is understandable. Sabres just looking to break through that pressure right now. They quickly come to center. Dahlin, he shoots this in. Schmid behind his net. He'll throw. Gets to the point on the backhander. Ostlund on the pressure. Finds power. He curls. Far side. Norris back in front. Ostlund, I think his shot towards the net was blocked by a Vegas stick because he would have had a goal. Here's Norris trying to receive that pass in the high slot. He can't. But he retrieves it nicely at center ice here. Dahlin back to power. And they'll go off for some changes. Here's McLeod. Towards Quinn, across the blue line. Nice pass. He drops it off. Here's Metza, scored against Tampa. Does he have another? Sends that towards the net. He had a man crash in the back post. But they couldn't connect. But the fans appreciate the effort there. Another really good opportunity for Buffalo. Could have made it two, but unfortunate. It was a last-ditch defensive effort by Vegas there to break that Ostlund goal up. We won't do anything with it, but maybe we'll get some momentum, maybe. Yeah, I always never understood why fans do that, Remy. I'm with you on this. When the Sabres were bad, and me and my friends would sneak down right to get some glass seats at the KeyBank Center, I'd never do that. I don't see the purpose of it. The players know you're there. I know you're trying to gain their attention. It's never worked. So, I don't understand why. I don't think we're going to trade Norris at this juncture. If he gets traded, it's this offseason. But even then, I don't think the Sabres want to get rid of him. It's probably going to be him, Tage Thompson on the wing, potentially, and then maybe Robert Thomas. If the Robert Thomas thing happens. We're apparently front runners, but never. I'm not going to say anything until a deal gets done. Kate, what's going on? Norris will never be traded. No team would take the risk of his injury history. I don't know about that, Remy. There's enough offensive upside, and if Norris has a really healthy, and he stays healthy for the final 25 games, and has, if the Sabres get there, a good playoff run, maybe a team would take a bite. He's healthy. He's a really good second-line center. He's the best second-line center the Sabres have had, even... he's better than Ryan O'Reilly when Ryan O'Reilly was here. So if he can stay healthy, then he's great. Unfortunately, he hasn't been. So that's always the big caveat. I know, Robert Thomas. We're all hyped. Don't worry, we're going to talk about Robert Thomas with Cal. Cal and I haven't spoken since that news dropped. We've both been pretty busy today. Been meeting with professors and doing work and whatnot, but yeah. Anyways, we've returned to play here out of the commercial break. Vegas chips this one into the Sabres zone. Metza is there. He flips it towards the blue line. Ooh, Tage nearly stepped around the defenseman, Lazon. Lazon chips it into the far corner. Dorofeyev gets there first. Dorofeyev in a battle right there with Metsa. Sabres try to pry it out. They eventually will. And here comes Tage. Tage to center. He'll just chip this one in. Nice effort there and hustle by Krebs to get there first. Comes to the blue line, but Vegas gets to that puck first, and they'll skate it forward. Sabres try to break up their rush at their own blue line. They do. Cousins has been really good, folks, for Ottawa this year. I don't know. That's I'm still perplexed by that trade. Cousins needed to go, don't get me wrong, and Norris is a very fine piece in return, but throwing in an extra second, so I don't know. It's just when we have comparable contracts between Norris and Cousins, it doesn't make a ton of sense. Good pressure here. Speaking of Norris, he forces a turnover, goes around behind the target. Now to the point. Kesselring with a one-timer blocked by Kolesar. He felt the effects slightly. And the Sabres drawn back into their own zone here. They'll try to get forward again. Tipped in by Doan behind the net. Sabres force another turnover there in the neutral zone. Korzak's pass was picked off. Sabres got to be careful not to take it too many men there. Done that in the Florida and New Jersey games. Sabres with three skaters north of the blue line, but Zucker, good pressure to keep it in. Finds Quinn with a quick shot. Bremont sits on goal. McLeod couldn't get there. Here's Dahlin down low behind the net. Hannafin trying to shelter this puck. Taken out by two Sabres players, but Quinn can't win that board battle, and Vegas will get it out of the zone. Here's Dahlin, flipping it to the far side. Nice move by Quinn. And he turned it over. That is Jack Quinn in a nutshell, folks. Here's Sissons with a long-range effort. On goal line makes the easy save. I don't know if you guys are listening. Maybe you are watching MSG as well. Turn on your audio for just a second. Dan Dunleavy sounds horrible tonight. He must be sick. You know, I can fill in for him. I may not be as good, and I just might scream on the MSG broadcast, but I'm here if he ever needs one. Yeah, Jack Quinn. Don't get me started on him. 3 straight streams, 3 straight Jack Quinn rants. Maybe need it. So left of line here is the faceoff. Eichel drops out of the circle here. Barbashev v. Kozak right now. Kozak wins it. Wow, the Sabres are dominating in the faceoff dot tonight. It's weird. Sabres lift it out to the Vegas side of center, but it's returned right here by Bowman. Inside, Eichel whiffs on the shot. He's a bum. He is such a bum. Here's Malenstein the other way, going into the Vegas zone, finds Barbashev. But watch out, 2-on-1 potentially here for Eichel. Eichel, cross ice! Oh, my goodness! What a save. Maybe got a kiss of the post as well from Lyon. But this Vegas, again, somehow doesn't tie this game up. Here's Byram. Hanging on to this puck. Sabres got to tighten up here defensively. A few too many odd man rushes right now for Vegas. But watch out. Tuck trying to cross that blue line. Lost the handle of that puck. Krebs retreats, and he'll circle back here for Buffalo. Go cross ice now for Tage. Tage flips it into the corner. Krebs gets there first. The dog, he spins around. Holds onto the puck long enough for some support to come and help him. And here's Krebs again down low to Tage. Around behind towards Tuck. Tuck knocks down a bouncing pass right to Tage. Couldn't get a shot off, though, at the sound of the side of the net. And Vegas can get it out of the zone. Ooh, nearly a good jump there by Dahlin. Vegas with a long-range pass. Past everyone. Here comes Buffalo again. Tipping this one in. Doan chasing after it. Goes behind the net. Doan protecting it nicely. To the point he goes for power. Slides it slowly across. Kesselring. His shot! Just deflected. Bounced to the far post, but wide. Now Vegas gets onto that rebound in the corner, and they'll chip it out again. Down to 4:20 here in this first period. Score remains 1-0 to the Sabres. But Vegas has had a couple really good opportunities. Good play by Norris. Now to Kesselring. He'll corral it at the point. Rings it all around the board to the far side. Power's there. Power, nice centering to Norris. Back to Kesselring. Kesselring got some space. Shoots! Oh, it's right underneath the pad of Schmidt. He didn't know where it was. But he makes the save, and Kesselring remains snake-bitten here in Buffalo. And MSG's going to go to a commercial. He desperately needs a goal, but that was a great opportunity there for Kesselring. Krebs has been on fire. I know we've criticized him a lot this season. Maybe he shouldn't be on the power or the first line. He's too slow. But if we're to keep rotating Benson and Krebs, it's a good player profile. Both of them are. You got a dog, he'll retrieve, forecheck like crazy. He'll stick up for his line mates when he needs to as well. Krebs has been really hot coming out of the Olympic break. I think he realizes that he's in a contract year. But yeah, Dan doesn't sound great. Dan sounds a little rough right now. We got 15 likes. Let's go. Can we get to 20? Can we get to 20 by the end of the first period? Come on, we got a few minutes, right? Yeah, we got a few minutes. 3:51. Let's get to 20. 5 more. 31 of you in here. 5 more of you. Let's get to 20 likes. Let's tell YouTube that, hey, Don isn't so crap at streaming. But we're in a commercial break right now, folks. Jason Zucker again with a lone goal here in this hockey game. Michael Kesselring just had a really good opportunity coming down from the point. He tried to go far side corner on Schmidt, right below his pads, but Schmidt just got enough of it. So we will wait. In Vegas, again, they've had some really good opportunities here in this first period. So can't discount them and their efforts thus far. Yeah, Dan sounds really bad. Jeez. Feel bad for the little guy. There's a lot of people in the house. So let's see, Braden Bowman. He's missed a couple of real sitters here. He had a wide open net and hit the post. He's going to be kicking himself on that one. He's got 8 goals, so it's not like he can't score. So we return to play, folks. Right off the draw, the puck goes between the two Sabres defensemen. They all have to retreat. They try to flip this towards the Vegas blue line. They do. They corral the bouncing puck. McLeod trying to go to the net. Quinn just knocked down that puck with a high stick, though. Schmidt will hold on, but I don't think that would have counted regardless. And here comes the first line here for Buffalo. There's Lindy Ruff on the bench. I'm sure he's a happy camper as of late. His team has been moving and bumping and grooving. But I like to see Quinn get a goal here. He's a very streaky player, though, for Quinn. Once he gets a goal, he gets a lot. Sabres win the puck to the point. I don't know what Dahling was trying to do there. He just turned the puck over, and here comes Vegas up the far side. Now they center this one. Lots of space! Whoa, Dorofeyev. His shot just got caught by Lyon a little bit. He got enough of that one to send it to the corner. That was another really good opportunity for Vegas. Sabres are playing with fire right now. It's not going to last forever. They're good luck. Here's Tuck with a long-range shot crossing that Vegas blue line. He shoots it into the glove of Schmidt for no rebound. Yeah, David. And here's another point about that. If the Sabres do, in fact, trade for Robert Thomas, Tuck isn't going to sign an extension here. So that only increases, by proxy, Jack Quinn's odds of staying in Buffalo for at least another season, having one more shot. Make sure to like and subscribe, folks. 3:08 to go here in this first period. Face off in the Vegas end. Norris leaning into this draw. Again, I get nervous watching Norris take these draws. He's gotten injured twice doing that. So Norris is waved out here. Ostlund wins the draw, but Norris couldn't get to that puck. And what happened to Norris? He just walked off the ice. Right at the beginning of his shift, he Was gesturing towards something. Nope, now he's back. I think he was gesturing for a high stick there, maybe. Anyways, Doan fighting for it. Gets it near side for Byram. Byram finds a centering towards Doan. If he just could get by one more player, he would have had a man open at the back post. Sabres still have it alive. This third line has been buzzing here. Here's Power just keeping it in at the blue line again. Nobody for Vegas can get this puck out. They're playing really sloppy right before their own blue line. That's dangerous. So if Buffalo's playing with fire, Vegas as well. Make sure folks stick around for the intermission. Cal and I will be talking about the Robert Thomas rumors, what he's heard, and more. So stick around. Vegas shoots it into the Sabre zone and goes to the far boards. Hurdle with his back to goal. Being hounded there by Samuelsson right now. They'll scoop it around. Here's Kesselring behind his own net. He'll find that loose puck and chip it out to center ice, but not much farther. Kolesar gloves it down before getting taken and stripped by Benson. With a stretch pass now towards Kozak off a skate into the corner. Here's Kozak to the net. He had Benson going back post, broken up by the Golden Knights defender, and here they come going forward. Randerson across the Sabres blue line. He'll just chip it in and go off for a line change. That fourth line with Benson there, Benny the Butcher, he's been pretty solid, giving them a little bit of life. Here's Shea Theodore moving forward. Vegas into the Sabres end. Goes behind the net. Power around the boards to the far side. Dahlin checks it down, but they nearly turn it over. Just about to get out of their zone. Just about. Now they cross the blue line. Here comes Quinn. Stepping towards the middle. His shot off a knee and wide. 1 minute remains here in the first period. Vegas will stop and get checked off at the Sabres blue line. Forward to Tage. Here he comes with a shot. Shouldered away by Schmid. Rebound goes outside the Golden Knights zone. 40 seconds remain. Byram, right at the red line, shoots it in. Anderson, he'll bring it around the boards. Vegas looking to get it out. They will. They just shoot it at Tuck. It bounces off of him all the way into the back corner here. 28 seconds remain. Byram up the boards to Tuck. Tuck chips it into the corner again. Krebs into the pound and ground. Pound and ground game. Finds Tuck. Tuck centers. Samuelsson with a shot right into the glove of Schmid with 11.2 seconds to go. Samuelsson almost expecting to score on that opportunity too. That's funny. It's a great shot, but no traffic in front of Schmid there. Tage with a flash screen there. And Schmid just located at the last second, unfortunately. So 11.2 to go. Fans off to the concessions here. Face off again in the Vegas zone. Sabres win it. They just keep it in at the blue line. Here's Dahlin across. Power with a shot. Just towed away by Schmid. Another final opportunity. Blocked. Cleared down the ice. Not far enough for an icing. And that's going to do it for the first period, folks. Jason Zucker with the lone goal. They'll exit the first period with the lead. And remember, Cal is coming. Cal is close. Cal, it will be with us very shortly. All right. We can't criticize Power just yet. All right. He's doing okay. He's fine. Oh, we gotta wait for Cal. It'll be a few seconds, I imagine. So we'll wait for him for a little while. Yeah, but we can't criticize Power. He had a fine first period. Okay, he didn't do anything pretty dumb. Nothing dumb. He was fine. Didn't stick out like a sore thumb again. But we can certainly talk more about him. But let me see if the subscriber count changed. We're at 3379. Can we get 3380? Donnie likes round numbers. We're one away from that, folks, so let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Elijah's back! Oh, Elijah! It's been such a long time. Long time no see, man. I hope you've been doing okay, sir. Nice to see you in the chat again. So let's get that intermission counter on the clock. All right, Cal is with us. All right. We're loading up. There's Cal. Okay, give me a second, Cal. Oh, now the crop is too far this way. Lovely. So, well, folks, you can see half of Cal. Cal, this is fine enough. You can just do it with half your face on the screen. There you go. All right, but they can see you. They can hear you. How are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. It's always fun night against the Vegas Golden Knights and Jack Eichel. So pumped up for this one, and so far so good.
Absolutely. Walk me through a little bit with the Robert Thomas stuff. That's been on everyone's mind here today. These rumors kind of came out of nowhere, right?
They certainly did, and I know me and you mentioned Robert Thomas as a potential acquisition for this team, but at the end of the day, I don't really huge help. I mean, this guy's under contract for a reasonable amount. He put up 84 points a couple seasons ago, 81 last year. I mean, this guy is a serious threat, a serious number one center, and this guy could not only make the Sabres more respectable in the playoffs, he could make them a cup contender.
Yeah. In case anyone saw Cal's face freeze, it wasn't him. It's my internet. It was screwing around again. But I totally agree with you. I mean, again, I'm going to reiterate this point. I said it in our most recent podcast episode. We talked about Robert Thomas off the top, and I thought it was unrealistic. I didn't see it. He's the big fish of the deadline. But if you move Greenway to LTIR, and I guess that gets you halfway there, because then you don't really need to think about the cap until this offseason. But Cal, I view, if you bring in Robert Thomas, that almost certainly spells the end of Alex Tuch's time here in Buffalo, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you look money wise, you would have to give Alex Tuch even more than you'd be paying Robert Thomas. Robert Thomas under contract till I believe 2031. So that doesn't leave you any room for a guy like Alex Tuch, especially considering the Josh Doan extension that happened a few weeks ago. Alex Tuch's time most likely done with the Sabres if that were to happen. But again, big if. I know a lot of people jumped the gun. They saw Darren Dreger, drop Sabres are the front runners, and immediately thought the trade was going through before the game. It wasn't. I know me and you probably on the same page here. We'll believe it when we see it, but yeah. I would be stoked no matter what they give up if they could get a guy like Robert Thomas. I don't care prospects picks. It doesn't matter. If you got to give up a guy like Quinn, that's fine. To Osland, even for a guy like Robert Thomas, I think would be okay. Hellenis, same sort of deal there. I am okay at dealing the prospects and the unknowns for a guy that can be an established piece, a top player on your team for several years to come.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the sort of move, the proactive, make your team better right now sort of move that Kevyn Adams never made. He was too afraid to ever push the envelope like this. Part with precious picks and prospects? Are you serious? No, he can't do that. It's not, especially 3 or maybe 4 of them. But it's interesting. Why do you think there was all that news earlier? Darren Dreger dropped the bomb on Twitter. Why hasn't it gone through? Is it a matter of asking Thomas to waive his no trade clause and have him consider the proposal? Or is it more of they're actually still rounding out the deal?
So, yeah, I think it's both. I think, again, no trade clause. We would be about 2 hours away, less than that, from his hometown. So I think he would waive it. The second part of that is, well, let's be honest, the Sabres have a game tonight. So if anyone amongst the names of Osland or Power were to be in the trade, they were playing tonight, and it was pretty close to the start time of the game. So I think that might have been a small factor. Although if you could get Robert Thomas for a steal, I think you're okay going down and saying, hey, you're not playing tonight, whatever. But I think it's a combination of those two things. And then just the fact that it's not as close as some people are saying. Again, they're front runners. The trade could happen. But a lot of people took that and ran with it, that the trade will happen. And it's a matter of when, not if, when it's in fact the opposite. It's a matter of if, not when. And I think we certainly could see this trade sometime around midnight, sometime tomorrow. But if you're the Blues, you have to keep in mind the price is only going to go higher as we approach the deadline, right? Teams are still formulating their final offer, so it would kind of be foolish to trade him tonight when a team could still throw in a last minute offer on Thursday or Friday.
Absolutely. And you also got to think about, and this is another aspect of the old insider atmosphere that we don't necessarily think about. What if the source was a Blues personnel person? It was a Blues guy looking to drive up Thomas's value by linking Buffalo, by leaking what the offer is, by saying, "Oh look, Buffalo's here. They're a dark horse. Utah, step up your game."
Yeah, and we're used to seeing Buffalo be that pawn in the mix time and time again. Oftentimes, you see that in baseball as well with some of the big time owners, the Dodgers, the Mets. Rival teams will leak their information to try to get the next big fish to jump that offer. So I do think that's probably where it came from. I mean, I highly doubt a Buffalo source, would have leaked this. I think it definitely came from St. Louis's way. But there definitely is a little bit of truth to it, right? You don't get
Yeah.
everyone jumping on it if it's just a false rumor. You get somebody, at least somebody somewhere, saying that this isn't as big as it's supposed to be and that it sounds like. And so far, it has been just insider after insider, not only confirming, but adding on additional info. So I don't think this is fake in any way. I don't think it's, just media driven, but I also don't think it's as close as some of these, guys on Twitter are saying that are pretty convinced that this trade is going to happen mid-game because it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, probably not. Now, it's really funny here, Cal. Elijah, he's back in the chat, and I got a food proposal for you, all right? Or he does. Chocolate chip cookie, chicken wings.
I mean, that sounds about as good to me as it does to you, Elijah. Welcome back to the chat. It's been a while. That's music to my ears. Yeah, sounds like a good trade proposal to me.
Yeah. We got another. Let me just look at chat here real quick. We've been talking a lot about Robert Thomas. Grassmaster, do you know how I can watch the game? Or, well, Grassmaster, I don't want you to dox yourself in the chat, but usually when you get blacked out in ESPN Plus, it's typically because you're within their like home regional market. That's the fancy dancy Don term that I've just come up with. It basically means you're blacked out if you're close to Buffalo or you're close to Vegas. Then usually there's a 4-hour circle around that city, and you get blacked out as a result if you're within that range. Like, I'm blacked out. I can't watch Predators or Columbus games with ESPN Plus, so it's been kind of stupid. Cal, I'm going to redirect this next question to you. Has there been any talk about Buffalo hosting the 20th anniversary Winter Classic at the new Bill Stadium?
I believe there's been a little bit of chatter about a future event. I don't know the specifics of which event it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be the 20th anniversary of that game, but I do think that they're pretty much locked in with an outdoor game, whether that be a future Winter Classic, Heritage Classic, Stadium Series. I think it's pretty much 100% confirmed that stadium will host an NHL game within the first 3 years of it being the Bill Stadium. Which event that is still to be determined. And the fact that they haven't announced that yet means it's probably not going to be any game next year unless they add on an additional outdoor game, which we have seen in years prior.
Yeah. Grassmaster, do you know if a VPN would work? Well, if I said yes, would you leave the stream? That's an important distinction that I got to make there. Elijah says, Fredonia Hillbillies basketball record 20-2. Are you going to go to a game soon, Cal?
20-2, that's a pretty impressive record. I know high school basketball, at least around my area in the Buffalo area, has wrapped up playoffs, and now they're on a kind of like regional play at colleges. So I don't think I'll be able to make a game because they'll probably be done pretty soon within the next few weeks. But yeah, basketball's fun. March is upon us, and March Madness is coming to Buffalo. Is it going to Louisville? Is there any games in Louisville? I know Louisville, big basketball city as well as football.
No, apparently no, which is really stupid because we have a really nice pro level arena here in downtown Louisville. But we're not supposed to get any games this year. I saw there was some controversy about the game that Buffalo could potentially host. Michigan was maybe supposed to come, but they're apparently saying, nah, we don't want to go that far from Michigan and play our first game in Buffalo. That's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, again, you never really know. They project stuff, but the way these conference tournaments turn out, most of the time these projections of who plays where get flip-flopped so much that it's really pointless to anticipate teams coming here. I know a few years ago we were supposed to get like a good game involving Duke, and it ended up being like New Mexico State and or Arkansas, I believe. So yeah, people were a little bit disappointed about that, but I wouldn't take any of that with a grain of salt. I want to talk about Jack Eichel a little bit before this intermission report is
Sure.
over, though. Jack Eichel cheered a little bit in the pregame, booed every time he touched the puck. And how about that? The Sabres' only goal of the game so far, Jason Zucker, a redirection right off Jack Eichel's foot.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. And seeing his disgusted face scooping the puck out of the net. I mean, he's a bum. I have him on my roster sheet. Cal can't see it, but anyone watching the stream can. Let's see. Can I find him? Nope, that's the Sabres side. Well, you can see Jack Eichel. I have his name marked as bum on there. Oh, come on, camera, focus. No, it won't. Yeah, it says bum. So I've been calling him bum. That's the point. That's my elongated point. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Remember, Jack Eichel did ask for a trade before the whole surgery situation happened there and all that drama. I'm someone who personally is kind of over the situation. It is what it is, but it does, it gets the energy going in the building every time he touches the puck. So I'm definitely a fan, or at least I'll go along with the booing right now because it certainly gets that atmosphere going, and I think the players like it a little bit too. We saw Malenstein take a charge at him early on in the game. We saw him do that with Hughes in the Devils game, so he's definitely someone that's not afraid to go after the other team's star player and get the crowd going.
Absolutely not. Let me mention a few new subscribers. I saw one earlier. I think it was David that subscribed. We're up to 3381. Grassmaster subbed as well. Thank you so much to our new subscribers. Make sure, folks, you can do that as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Cal and Jane do a great job over there. And are you guys still active on the TikTok? I don't have TikTok, the app, anymore. Got rid of that crap. I don't know if Jane.
It's a good question. Yeah, I personally have never had TikTok. I think I had it for about 5 minutes in my entire lifetime. So that's all Jaden on the TikTok. I think more so during the Bills season, he'll be more active over there. But I think he does a little bit now. Once in a while, he'll give me updates about TikTok stuff. But I've just never been a TikTok guy myself. So I'm pretty much only on the Instagram and occasionally in the YouTube comments replying to people. But yeah, I think once in a while we're on that TikTok stuff. This game, I think overall, I've come to the point this season where I'm not stressed out watching the Sabres. I'm having fun. And that is almost the opposite to what it was with the Bills. Do I trust this team more than I trust the Bills? That I don't know, but this team just is fun to watch. They're at a point now where I'm pretty convinced they're going to make the playoffs. And I'm on record saying I don't care standings-wise where they fit in, whether it's Wild Card 2 or Atlantic 1, anywhere in between. As long as they make the playoffs, I'll be happy. But, man, we are getting close to the point where maybe we should start caring about seeding because this team only 4 points out of that Atlantic 1 spot. I know Tampa has 2 games in hand, but you got to start to think and start to ponder it if they keep winning games.
Yeah, I'd say so. You got to start. Well, Cal, I don't know if I told you this. My magic number has always been 13 wins post the Olympic break, and they've already gotten 3 so far. So 10 more to go. If they win tonight, that's 9. That gets you 20 more points, 96, give or take a few overtime losses here and there. Maybe shoot well. And you're sitting at 100. And that could come sooner rather than later. The Sabres still have solid 20-ish games to go. So it's very possible they get this done real soon, which that'd be so nice. That'd be so nice. And if they get Robert Thomas too, that'd be even better. But Cal, we got about 20 seconds before the period gets back up and running here. Any final thoughts?
Not right now. Maybe I'll have something for you after the second intermission. I'll think of something to say right before, but I'll see you then.
Cal has got the greatest streak going of, I got nothing for you. Oh, there we go. Can I get there we go. So yeah, that was Cal, folks. Appreciate him for coming on again. We are about to get up and running here, folks, for this second period. It was a decent first for the Sabres, but And something we didn't touch on, unfortunately, Cal and I were too consumed by the Robert Thomas news. We gave up too many chances against, a little too loose, too many 2-on-1s for Vegas, and if Braden Bowman had any sense of finishing, it would be maybe a 1-1, 2-1 hockey game. So, Sabres were playing a little bit with fire there. So we gotta be careful going forward. We got 51 people in the chat right now in this stream. If it's your first time here, this is what I do. At least today, I'll get, when we have another chance later in this game, I'll just tell you now, before this period starts. I'm gonna be going on vacation on Friday morning. So, and I won't be back until the following Sunday night. So, that's going to be a whole week without me streaming. I know, I'm sorry. No Sabre streams for a week. And then we go on the California trip, which is brutal timing. So, we'll see if I feel like staying up one of those nights. Probably shooting for the 21st. So, it's going to be a long time before I can stream again, unfortunately. I try to stream on Thursday night, but I don't have ESPN, and the Pittsburgh Sabres game is on ESPN, so. Of course, ESPN Plus, when you pay for that, you don't also get ESPN, the namesake. So, make that make sense, billion-dollar corporation. But anyways, we're about to get up and running here in this, we're about to get up and running here for this second period. I think I see my parents on the, I can see the back of their heads on the TV broadcast. That's kind of funny. That's really funny. Anyways, we are up and running here in this second period, folks. The score is 1-0. Sabres going from right to left here in this middle frame. They shoot it into the Vegas zone. The puck is pinned against the wall here. It's just a board battle right now. You're going to see a lot of this going forward, especially as we get closer to the playoffs. Krebs pushes it around. We still get the intermission guys right now. I don't know if there is a problem here with Rob Ray and Dan Dunleavy, but anyways, here comes Thompson dropping it in. Drops it back to Samuelson. His shot is stopped by Aiden Hill. But for some reason right now, Brian Duff and Marty Baron are calling the game. Not sure what happened to Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray. Is Rob Ray even between the benches there? Can't see him on that angle. Not sure what the heck's going on, but there's Samuelson on the bench. Couldn't believe he didn't score that last opportunity. Sammy's been getting a couple opportunities here in this game. A couple good shots. But here's Norris leaning in against Hurdle. Norris gets tossed from the face-off dot, though. Oh. So now Dan and Rob are back on the call. There's a long-range shot! Scores! From the point! It got redirected, and I think that went straight in. Powers got the goal. It's 2-0 Buffalo. That puck, that shot from the point went right off the elbow of Rasmus Andersson, the Vegas defenseman standing in front. It was a high riser from Owen Power. Goes right off the elbow and in past Schmidt. It's 2-0 Buffalo. And Rob Ray and Dan Dunleavy are having some major issues with their audio right now. You can hear their production team saying, "You're on." So I don't know what's going on.
So the Sabres have extended their lead here at 2-0.
Duffer is going to take back over. But here comes Vegas looking for a quick counter. They're trying to attack Power. He breaks up that play nicely. And Vegas goes offside. Puck redirected and hit one of them in the zone. Thank you, David. Yeah, I've always had the goal horn up there. And I have one other noise effect. I don't have a soundboard, so I try not to use too many sounds, but I don't know. Maybe I'll incorporate more as we move forward. But yes, Owen Power.
And that is microphone to call the game for you, but unable to hear anybody else at this point.
Nope, so they're updating us that we can't hear their mics. Razor and Dan Dunleavy's aren't working, so I gotta listen to Duffer and Marty Baron right now. Great. I love them, they're great. But they're intermission guys. It's a very different beast trying to commentate a game. Alright, anywho, the puck is behind the Sabres net. Vegas looking to get it out in front. That shot deflects wide. So yeah, that's Owen Power. That's his goal. And now the Sabres looking to get forward again. They are well offsides going into the Vegas zone, though. 52 people in the chat. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're up to 3381 in terms of subscribers. So let's keep that number going up, up, and up. Maybe we can get to 3,400 tonight. We're only 18 away. There's a lot of you in here.
Stepping up offensively and adding that part of the game to this
18:20 to go here in the second. It's been a long time for Owen Power in terms of scoring. Nice to see him get back on the score sheet here. Hopefully he can turn that into a streak. Sabres win the faceoff. They'll dump it into the Vegas zone. Goes behind. Nice hit on Korczak by the Sabre. Forechecker. Krebs, of course. It's always Krebs. Vegas will try to go up the far side. Lazon plays it up the boards, but not out. Nice move by Tage to get around one. Sends it towards the net to Krebs. Back in front. Talk with a shot. What a save by Schmid. Off the glove of him. Sabres can't keep it in at the line, though, and Marner will move forward. Marner, unopposed going into the Sabres zone. He'll try to send one towards the net. He eventually gets it out in front. Tuck can't handle it neither time. Finds Shea Theodore, far side. That one-timer blasts wide of Lyon. And now the puck goes out of the zone. Nice. Here's Shea Theodore retreating to his own zone here with the puck. At center, looking to go forward. They can't tip it past the defenseman, though. Now there's a fan clear in there by Cole Reinhardt. Sabres use that opportunity to steal it away. They get it to the Vegas line. Can't pull it in. I know. We keep winning faceoffs. It's weird. I wonder what the stat is on that. We've got to have won more than 60% of them here tonight. Sabres trying to cross that Vegas line. Blocked off. So Samuelson has to retreat. Goes for Kozak. That pass bounces off his stick and right to a Vegas player. It's Eichel. Far side is shot. Deflects off a stick and out of play. And he frustratingly bends down on it. So that will be a whistle here and a brief stoppage. And try maybe to get this goal on the screen here for you guys. All right, we will wait this face-off here. Draw to the right of Lyon. McLeod will take the draw here against Eichel. Eichel wins it to the brief point. Rally takes the shot right into the chest of Lyon. Sabres get to that rebound, send it down the ice. Here's Quinn into the corner. Gets tripped up by Hanifin. See, that got called in the first period. I don't understand that. But anyways, the Sabres get a steal. Quinn to the net. Stopped by Schmid. He was trying to elevate a glove side, but kind of fanned on the shot. Vegas the other way. They'll throw it down into the corner. Goes up the far wall. Now they'll walk down low in front. Barbashev scanning, searching for it. Can't get a stick on it. Now Power can come the other way here. To center, McLeod goes. McLeod stick handles as he gets to the blue line. He's forced to pull up and retreat. Buffalo controlling things right now. Yeah, we're at 66% on the draws right now. Here's Doan going cross-eyes. Norris trying to find Austin at the back post. Couldn't get it to him. Just rolled off his stick. Could have been a nifty tic-tac-toe play, but no cigar. Close but no cigar. And now Vegas ices the puck here. Sabres all over them here in this second period so far. Looking at this Quinn opportunity. He was one-on-one. Yeah, he tried to get it over the pad. Just didn't get enough on it. 12 home games and 10 road games left, including today. Well, that's good. That's really good. We have a long home game, home stand to end the season, so that's really good in case things got tight. Samuelson at the point to Oslin. His quick shot deflected by Norris. Schmid was going across one way. The puck bounced the other, but it gracefully, fortunately for him, bounces straight into his glove. But Norris getting really close there. Took a wicked deflection. Buffalo unfortunate not to be up 3. So we got another whistle here. Norris leaning into this against Mitch Marner. Vegas really struggling tonight. Into it, can win it back to a teammate, and Vegas can skate forward here. They'll shoot it just wide of Lion. Finds Dorfia. Bounces to the back post. Kesselring did just enough to tie up Riley Smith's stick. Now the Sabres will push it forward here. Samuelson chips it into the zone. Schmid around to McNabb. McNabb up the far wall. Checked there by Krebs. They turn it over. Here's Norris across. Dropping it to Samuelson to the net. Sits in the crease, but no one could push it towards the goal. But the Sabres again stacking that blue line up nicely. Here's Doan walking to the front of the net. Can't settle down the bouncing puck. And now Vegas will fish hook it out of the zone. And here's the crowd serenading the Sabres right now. Here comes Kesselring with a quick wrister crossing that blue line. His shot deflects up into the netting.
Join us as we celebrate Girls and Women in Sports Night on Sunday, March 8th with the Sabres.
I think that's Dan Dunleavy. He's finally back. Missed you, Dan. Yeah, I could tell because he sounded sick. We got 49 people. Subscribe. So face off here in the Vegas zone. Sabres lose the draw, but Krebs pins it against the far boards. Vegas gets to it on the second try, and they'll lift his center ice now. Whoa, took a weird bounce right in front of Lion there. Lion and Metz had to be mindful of that puck. Here's Tage now. He'll pick it up here on the near side. Tage dances through a couple. Now he falls down. Watch out. Sabres do just enough, and they get it forward, actually. That may turn out to be a good thing. Here's Tuck. Far side. Thompson. Oh, what a goal! Oh, my goodness. TNT with the bomb. 3-0. Falling down, getting up, and putting it in the back of the net. Tage Thompson makes it 3-0 Buffalo. What a player! Oh my word! 90.6 miles an hour on that shot. He beats Schmid far side up that corner there, and yeah. And now my internet's getting a little excited. Now the Sabres have taken a stranglehold on this game, folks. That's Tage's 33rd goal of the season, and the crowd. Chance of USA ringing through the KeyBank Center. A draw? Thank you so much for subscribing. And now the Sabres trying to push forward here again for a fourth. They're searching, they're scanning. They're all over Vegas right now. Vegas just doesn't have any speed. They're playing fantastic right now. Vegas going into the zone. Quick shot there in front of the goal. Cole Reinhardt had an opportunity, staring straight at the Lion. Kept in at the blue line to Reinhardt again with a quick shot. I don't know if that got through to the Lion. Maybe it was blocked. I'm not sure. But the Sabres get it out of the zone. Malenstein, if he didn't fall down, would have had a 2-on-1 with Benson. He falls, and Vegas can come back the other way. Here's Eichel up the far boards, back up top. Shea Theodore doesn't take the shot at the blue line. He'll play it around to Eichel. Back to Theodore. The quick blast goes off the end boards. Now they fish it in front, and Vegas responds with a goal. It was Barbashev with the response, and Vegas Knights have an answer. Not so fast, they say. Sabres got caught scrambling in their own zone. Lion got caught out of his net. That wraparound, actually, it's unfortunate because Barbashev, it wasn't going on goal. He just banks it off the pad of Lion and in. So this game ain't over, folks. Sabres may have been moving and grooving, but Vegas stopping them dead in their tracks here with a response. Oh crap, has my audio been playing this entire time? Oh, I hope I don't get demonetized, or this stream gets demonetized. That sucks. It's been going for a half period. You guys are lucky I was treating y'all. All 44 of you. Yeah, it wasn't really on Lion, though. And plus, Lion and UPL, I'm kind of indifferent with who starts. Not in a bad way. They've both been really good. Here's Darlene trying to go cross ice. Oh, really? Could you tell it was there, though? I hope you're right. I don't want to lose money. But look at the Sabres coming here. Third line to center. Zucker trying to push that one in front. They just kind of lost it there at the last second. Ooh, watch out. Bowman nearly had a breakaway. Sabres looking to get this puck out of their own zone. I see. That's fine. Here's Ostlund gaining the line, sending it towards the net. Doan with the redirection. Schmidt makes the save. Sabres, though, keeping it in. Power, his shot goes on goal, or when it got blocked in the high slot, Doan couldn't redirect it on goal. And now Vegas clears. Sabres are relentless in their pressure, though. Despite the Vegas goal, Sabres won more. Here's Doan behind the net to Ostlund. Ostlund along the boards, hanging on at that wall, finds Doan. Doan trying to quickly go far side, and watch out. It's a 2-on-2 breakaway here for Dorofeyev. Scores. Vegas responds quickly again. Power couldn't angle out Dorofeyev, and he's going to score here. Vegas is within one. And wow. That's really awful by Doan. He's got to be more careful with that puck at the point. Sabres just getting a little too comfortable there. And that's one I think Lyon's going to want back. Dorofeyev just shot it through the 5-hole. Lyon couldn't squeeze the pads, and that's going to be... Yeah, that's going to be another goal against. That's Pavel Dorofeyev's 29th of the season. But Power... 2 minutes ago, it looked like Buffalo was running away with this hockey game, but two really bad shifts. I don't know if Lindy may want to consider taking a timeout here because Buffalo's just sort of not plugged in. Vegas is in. They're in their mojo at the moment. Here's Kolesar now with an opportunity, wrapping around to the front. McNabb steps around one, takes the shot, trying to go high, missed the target. Sabres had some really good puck possession there, but I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, you can criticize Power on that one. He scored a goal, but I don't know. He was just caught really flat-footed there on that second Vegas goal. Here's Kesselring just floating towards the corner. Eventually, the Sabres retrieve this puck. And Buffalo just got to settle things down here a little bit. And I mean, I said this at the outset of this period. Buffalo played too wide open in that first period. Vegas was bound to score a couple. Sabres trying to get this puck out. It's kept at the blue line. There's a shot right into the gut of Lyon. I'm hoping that gets him feeling good about his game again. But looks like MSG is going to go to a commercial break here with 10:24 left in the second period. Buffalo with a pair of really rough shifts there. And I haven't even gotten Tage's goal on the board, let alone all of that Vegas stuff. So, yeah. Not great by Buffalo. Not loving the response. They sort of took their foot off the pedal here. So, they got to be careful. Obviously, Vegas can score in bunches. We let them back in the game. 30 likes already? Are you serious? Guys, you guys are too good. You are too good to me. It's not only second to this point of the game. Sabres broadcast is unwatchable because of that chubby guy who bangs on the glass. Rami, you really have a beef with that guy. There's the goal information for Tage Thompson. That was the third goal before Vegas scored a couple. But thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. Let's check out how many... oh, almost. That's okay. That means even more to me because now I can say, let's get to 30 likes. How many are we at? How many what are we looking at? I don't have the YouTube open right now. Trying to make sure my computer doesn't crash. But we're at 3382 in terms of subscribers. Nice. Yeah, Byram's been a little non-existent here in this hockey game. I've seen a bit too much. Oh, now we're at 30. Thank you so much. 30 likes. Can we get to 40? That's only... Just keep building one after the other. 30 likes is the next goal. But anyways, folks, we have returned to play here. Vegas wins the face-off here in the Sabres on the far boards. Well, here's Dan again. MSG really struggling with their audio issues here in the second period. Happens to the best of us, though. Buffalo trying to find a way out. Quinn with a nice touch pass to find McLeod. Into the zone, finds Zucker. His shot took a shot. There was a juicy rebound, though. The Sabres trying to play too centrally, though, right now. Zucker has it on the wall. Finds McLeod. Gives it to Zucker. Trying to play it back towards the direction of McLeod, but too far from him, and Dorofeyev can pick this one up here for Vegas. Crowd just trying to will this team back into the game. Not quite a big of a spark after that Tage goal. Here's potentially a spark. Here's Norris with a takeaway trying to walk through a couple of defensemen. He can't. Now Vegas, their stretch pass goes off a stick, but not before or after the red line, and well, that's an icing call. I keep getting distracted because Marty Baron, his audio is mixed way louder than Dan Dunleavy, so anytime he starts speaking, it screws me up. So I gotta lower the volume a little bit. There we go. I don't know, AI, if he gets pulled. Lindy usually doesn't like to pull the goalie. Yeah, Kesselring, not a great night for him. I don't know. I don't think you pull Lyon. The team just needs to settle down in front of him. I thought Lindy should have taken a timeout after that second Vegas goal, but he didn't. Good keep in here by the Sabres. Doan's shot. His stick was tied up, so didn't get a lot on it. Here's Buffalo now. Their own zone. Ostlund towards the middle here. They'll chip it in. Doan on the chase. Norris as well. They were both on the prowl. Pin Anderson against the boards, but Vegas gets just outside the zone. Speaking of terribleness, here's Kesselring. This is, as much as we criticize Owen Power, if you trade away Power for Robert Thomas, that means Kesselring is going to have to be elevated into the top 4 and get top 4 minutes. Do you really want that, considering how he's been playing this season? Don't think so. Here's Byram. Finds a man on the far side, tape to tape. With Krebs, he shoots it into the zone. Tage on the near side boards, just trying to dig it towards behind the net. McNabb is there. He'll get it along and out of the zone. Samuelson, back towards Tage. Power, that pass was almost outside of his reach. You got to be careful there. He maneuvers his body and gets it forward. Krebs, around the boards to the far point. Knocked down and kept in for a moment. That's a lot of salary the Sabres will be picking up. Thomas and Falk. It's a lot. Here's Owen Power. Yeah, Sabres just turned the puck over again. They're squeezing Buffalo right now in the neutral zone. Here's Riley Smith trying to center this puck. But Buffalo picks it off. Tuck on a foot race. Trying to beat out the defenseman. Korzak. Tuck. Got to be careful not to take a penalty. Don't want to get too eager there. He can't get to that puck. And he'll go off for a line change. Here comes Vegas, though, shooting this one into the Sabres zone. No icing. Was deflected. Now Buffalo shooting a stretch pass there. Off the skate of Benson. No possession, though. And again, Riley Smith shoots it in for Vegas. Very choppy game at the moment, folks. After that flurry of goals. 1 from Buffalo, 2 from Vegas. Vegas are back in this game, though. Now they force another turnover along the walls. Here's Anderson. Anderson towards the net. Lyon squeezes that pad against the post and makes a save. 3-2. Sabres lead it. And looks like MSG's going on another commercial break. Remy, the only problem with that is we can't trade Jordan Greenway right now. He is hurt. The NHL forbids teams from trading injured players, so Greenway stays, unfortunately. I don't like it just as much as the next guy. But Power and Quinn, we could. I don't know. I think Power, as much as we criticize, again, my point stands. I don't want to put Kesselring in the top 4 minutes. I don't want him in that situation. And I still don't want to give up on Power. Yeah. 3 first-round picks is crazy. Let's compare to what we traded, or Vegas traded for Jack Eichel, the loser on the ice himself. We got 3 really solid pieces of 4. We got 4 pieces from that trade. A first, a second, a decent Aiden Krebs, and then Alex Tuck, a proven top 6 player. So that's probably what you're looking at with Robert Thomas. And Eichel is a better first-line center than Robert Thomas is. So I'm thinking maybe Mertka, a combination of Hellenuus, Ostlund, or someone else, and then plus Quinn, maybe a first-round pick on top of that. That's what I'm willing to do. This package that you're giving up for Robert Thomas would be a future-driven package. Ideally, you don't lose anyone on your roster right now, even Jack Quinn. That would signal to everyone that you're going all in. Again, Falk is making close to $7 million a year. Unless St. Louis is willing to retain. I don't know. I don't know if that trade would happen. But anyways, folks, we're returning back to play here. 55 people in the stream right now. Like and subscribe. This is a very tight game right now. After the Sabres went up 3-0, Vegas stormed back with 2 goals in a matter of 2 minutes. So, don't go anywhere. And, of course, Cal will be back on the stream here in the intermission. Again, I don't think you give up power, Remy. I don't think you do that. And I proposed the trade on my podcast, too. I'm going to stick with whatever I said there. I can't remember, but pretty sure it's similar to what I'm talking about now. Maybe one less piece. Here comes Vegas with a long-range shot. Line just got ran over. Line was knocked down to the ice. No arm up from the referees there. Vegas coming close, but here comes McLeod, 3 to center. Now across that blue line, his pass just behind Quinn. He'll knock it towards the corner there. McLeod leaves it for Zucker. Zucker to the point for Dahlin. Dahlin going cross ice there. Quick shot. It was a slow roller, but Schmid kind of misjudged that. Yeah, it is a 6.5. I don't think, and Quinn's only making 3, so that the salary isn't going to match up. We only have about $8 million, and Robert Thomas's salary would cover that $8 million right there. So, Eichel shooting this puck into the zone. Little under 6 minutes to go here in this second period. Sabre down there with Samuelson. His pass towards the far boards. Tuck, can you get on your high horse here? We're in a tight game right now. Surge! Thank you so much for subscribing, guys. Can we get some hype for not just Surge, but all of our new subscribers? Sabres getting caught up with themselves here in the offense or neutral zone. Hurdle trying to turn that into a goal, but he can't. Yeah, we don't want Falk. I don't know if I want all that salary. Here comes Tuck on the far side. His shot just skimmed the post, I think. Here's Barham. Gets checked off and turns it over. Eichel towards the net! It was right in front. Kolesar missed the post, and somehow it's not 3-3. Sabres survived that chance, but puck still in their zone. Here's Hannafin at the point. Finds a quick shot in Colton Sissons, saved by Lyon. Puck goes to the corner now. Kolesar up top to Korczak. Korczak trying to float this one forward, knocked down by Norris, and Sabres finally can come forward here. And now Norris with a bit of speed to the outside takes the shot, patted away by Schmid. Now down low to Ostlund. He'll ring it around. Dahlin trying to quickly send that towards the net. He can't get it there, and Vegas will scoop it out of the zone. Kolesar finds a man. Barbashev trying to weave his way to the back post. Hannafin couldn't handle that. It was just outside of his reach. Vegas pushing hard. Anderson with a shot right on goal. Sissons was there for the rebound. Sabres get to it first, though, and out. They clear their lines. But Buffalo are just getting attacked here. Playing with a lot of fire. Vegas are just playing their A game right now, folks. They have responded in kind after that 3-0 lead. Here's Buffalo. They're looking to maybe get something. Malenstein towards the back post just behind Benson. Here's Kesselring. He's feeling himself. He goes to the net. Malenstein had an opportunity in front to knock that away. Schmid with a good save. And now the crowd's getting back into it. No, I'm going the over on this game. I think there will be 2 more goals. I don't think Vegas is done. I don't think Buffalo's done either. Wait, is that 6.5? 6.5. Yeah. Here's Eichel in his own zone. Booze raining down on him. He pushes it forward. Too far for Bowman, but not an icing for some reason. There's a second pass for the Sabres. They get it out of the zone. Zucker with speed up the far side. Zucker loses it at the blue line. That results in a quick counter here for Eichel, going cross-ice with his pass. But the Sabres pick it off, and now they have a breakaway. Here comes Buffalo. Jack Quinn in alone! Saved by Schmid. Of course it falls to Quinn. Quinn cannot finish it. Now Eichel the other way is shot to flex up and out of play. Why is Quinn so bad? We're going to have another commercial here, by the way, for MSG. Quinn sucks. Did he just miss the net, or I thought Schmid got a piece of it. Guess not. Of all players to get that puck in that moment, it was Jack Quinn. That would have been a big goal for Buffalo. He had a mini breakaway earlier this period. And there, he just doesn't trust his shot right now, folks. Maybe you guys were already hating on Quinn before, but jeez, man. I should lay off the poor guy. I'm certainly not adding anything here by criticizing. No, they don't. Grassmaster, I don't know if you're all plugged into the Eichel lore here in Buffalo, but he requested a trade. He didn't want to stick around in Buffalo and fight for this city when it was clear this team was heading in the wrong direction. He forced his way out, then he suffers a neck injury, and then we trade him while he's kind of injured, but not really. Yeah. Did you not notice? Like, I was like, oh, Sabres on a breakaway. Oh, it's Quinn. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. He's crap. I had zero expectation of Jack Quinn scoring there. I didn't eat dinner before this, and I'm a little hungry. Donnie's hungry. Let's see, how many likes are we up to now? 31. Okay. Only 31. All right, we're returning to play here, folks. New hockey fan, Olympics put me on. Well, good, yeah. Grassmaster, what decided to get you into Sabres hockey? Are you just from the area, Western New York area, or picked a random team in Buffalo, just happened to be it? You wanted a feel-good story. What's the story on that? Because we always accept, new Sabres hockey fans. Love that. Anywho, while I wait for Grassmaster's much-awaited response, Vegas wins a draw here in the Sabres zone. There's a quick shot that deflects wide of line. Eichel loses the puck to Tage, but Power. What was that? Come on, Power. Tage eventually gets the puck out of the zone, but Shea Theodore has it at center. Finds Bowman. Now to Eichel. Eichel off the boards. It'll get deflected into the Sabres corner. Power with a little touch there. Byram can't get by the forechecker, though. Vegas has it now. Barbashev around the boards. Good knockdown by Tage to break that play up. And now Buffalo can maybe get some going the other way here. Oh, you're from Rochester. Okay, nice. Hey, keep loving hockey. Sabres hopefully are good not only this season, but future seasons too. Here's Rasmus Dahlin with a good stretch pass. Into the zone, the Sabres go, but it goes too far, right to Schmid, and now Vegas can backhand this one out. Looks like there was a jump ball. Samuelson tries to knock it down, but that'll be ruled a glove pass, and whistles about. 34 people in this stream. Thank you so much for sticking around here. Gosh, Remy. Some killer bars in the chat right now. Face off at center ice here. Sabres win it. Dahlin with the puck on a stick. Backhands it cross ice. Saint Sammy shoots this one into the Vegas zone. Ostlund has it. And now, Norris didn't have a stick. He would have had that puck right alone. All alone in front. We got less than a minute to go here in this second period. Reminder, Kale will be joining me at intermission. Vegas has just iced the puck with 48 seconds left. And I'll make a concerted effort to look at other scores across the NHL. There's a bunch of other games happening tonight. No AI, I don't think Remy likes him. Matthew, what's going on? Line should have had that first goal. I agree. I called it a weak goal. He just didn't get down quick enough. Face off there. Vegas wins it. But good steal from Korchak by Zucker. Goes to the far corner. Here's Quinn to Zucker. Has that puck stripped. And now Vegas looking to get it off the near boards and out. They will. Dorofeyev, touch pass forward. Here they come with a little bit of speed. Long range shot there. Right on. Line makes the save. Easy save. But Vegas is high on skill. Maybe bailing them out in this game? Question mark? So 30.8 seconds. There's Bruce Cassidy on the bench trying to talk to his team. Lindy's got to get it into his team here at the intermission. This has not been a good enough second period. I know Tage got the goal, but the response since has been pretty lackluster. There's a quick shot right on goal! Kolesar had a great opportunity in front. Lyon got down to make the save. Jeez. That was nearly a tied hockey game. Kolesar looking up to the new Jeff Skinner Memorial Board. But Power, he did a good job tying the stick of Kolesar. He would have had an open net had he not done so. But Power just got enough of Keegan Kolesar because Alex Lyon was down and out on that play. I don't know, Remy. 21 seconds remain. Sabres need a face-off win. They get it. And here's Power behind his own goal. Power across to Byram. Byram, 4, deflected into the Vegas zone. We haven't had a lot of good opportunities and a lot of shots. That puck will be lifted out of the zone here. 4 seconds remain. Byram with the puck on his stick. He'll just shoot it forward, deflect it up and out of play, but that's the end of the second period. So, very strange middle frame there for Buffalo. They got out to a great 2 or 3-0 lead. Nope. They got out to a great 3-0 lead there, courtesy of Jack Eichel. Jack Eichel. Yeah, courtesy of Jack Eichel. Thank you for your lackluster defensive play. But the response after that was really bad. Really bad. Unlike this team. Unlike the Sabres team at least, that we've seen over the last 3 months. So they're going to have to clean that up going into the third period because Vegas, they were pushing. They were pushing hard. It's not going to be too long from now when Vegas has another clear-cut opportunity. The Sabres got to be ready for that. But anywho, waiting for Cal to get back into the chat. He'll run upstairs pretty quickly here. All right. Where are you, Cal? We're waiting. Yeah, so since I'm new, I'm trying to learn all the players. So, Grassmasters, not goalkeepers, it's goaltenders. That's a... Well, I'm actually... It's tough. I'd say Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen's probably our best goalie. He's not playing tonight, but I would consider him our number 1 goalie for sure. Alrighty. We got Cal here with us. Cal, the people can see and hear you. What happened to the Sabres in the second half of that period?
Yeah, they got a little bit sloppy. I think Vegas decided they were going all or nothing. We saw them push, which led to a couple of good chances for guys like Jack Quinn, who cannot find the back of the net. And unfortunately, if a team pushes long enough and you don't, capitalize on your chances, they're going to score goals. And they got 2 quick ones there. We saw a couple of good looks in the first period. Unfortunately for Vegas, they hit the post a couple times and had some close chances. Very easily could be a tied game. Good job by Owen Power at the end of that period to stick lift. But man, not the greatest of periods for the Sabres. Still up by 1 though, and they are the faster team. So if this game does end up being tied or they get down, I think they have a good chance to come right back.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just look at the chat. Victor, what's going on? Welcome. Grassmaster is looking for a bit of education, Cal. So I'm gonna go take my second period, my scheduled piss. If you want to educate him on the game of hockey and just your overall political views.
Alrighty, well, I'll just give my second period breakdown. I guess we have a kind of off-speed goal by Owen Power to start that period off. A nice goal, and then Tage Thompson, absolute snipe, hard little wrist shot there, and he was mic'd up. He seemed pretty excited about that one, which is good to see on his night. Guys, I can't see the chat, just so you know, so I'm just kind of going to be talking for now, but drop some questions that you want us to answer when Don gets back, and drop your final score predictions in the chat as well. I will say that this team has certainly surprised me over this year. And I think the trade deadline is going to be kind of that last benchmark we look for. And after the trade deadline, we have the group we are going to take into hopefully the playoffs. We got to ask ourselves, is this current team playoff caliber? And I know that seems like kind of a cliche after hearing that terminology with the Bills for all these years. But truthfully, is this team playoff caliber? Guys with playoff experience on the team are limited. Of course, you have Lyon, you have Jason Zucker, you have Alex Tuck. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot of playoff experience. Sure, Beck Malenstein is an AHL champion, I believe, or has certainly had a couple runs with the Hershey Bears. But in no way, shape, or form is this team experienced in the playoff game. So that brings us to the question of how do you fix that? Who do you bring in depth-wise to kind of solve that problem? Because right now your fourth line, Tyson Kozak, he's played okay, but I think he's kind of the guy I'm circling. Him and Jack Quinn, very replaceable on this lineup right now. You could replace them with playoff, experienced guys who either bring physicality, strength, speed, or just overall leadership in the locker room. So that's kind of the main point there. I know the Sabres are doing really good in faceoffs today, but take that with a grain of salt. This is a clear outlier. I still think they could really use somebody who's good at faceoffs. I don't know Robert Thomas's six, but they have to be better than what we have now. Of course, when we got McLeod and Josh Norris, they helped our problem a little bit, but they're far from faceoff specialists. I think McLeod was as close to one as we have this season, and he's kind of regressed in the center circle over this last season. Okay. Jack Quinn, two beautiful chances that period. One in close, he did a little bit of a change up, forehand, backhand, and tried to flip it. On the breakaway, he tried to do a little bit more of a traditional wrist shot. That one went up and off the glass. You'd like to see him put one of those two in the back of the net. Could have really got the Sabres some separation in that period, but instead we're heading to the third. It's a West Coast team, so if you take it to overtime and win, it's just as good as a regulation win. But you would like to see the Sabres get a quick goal in the third and be able to coast this one home for the win.
Kale,
it's gonna.
Oh, sorry. No, if you want to, you had another point to make.
Nope.
No.
Oh no, nope. All you. I can't see you, so yeah, I'm just.
So folks, if you don't understand, we're in a Discord voice chat right now. Or group chat, whatever thing. I don't know what they call it. But I only have one camera, so Cal can hear me, but he can't see me. So he goes on these monologues, and I just have to find the best opportunity to... Boop, I'm back. Grassmaster with a painful message in the chat saying, man, I hope you guys stream every game. That sucks because it's both of our spring breaks here in just about a half a week. So... unfortunately, next week, we're gonna be gone. But don't worry, we may be back. But I was telling chat this earlier, but Cal, we will be gone at the end of this week and the next week. And then the following week, the Sabres go out on their Sabres After Dark California trip. So, Jesus, come on.
Yeah, I don't know the schedule exactly. I should be back by Monday of next week. So if there's any games, then I should be able to stream them. I'm just taking a trip Wednesday night to Sunday. I should be back by Monday. And then end of March I'm going away, and then the first week of April also a little bit of out of town work. But I think whatever way we slice it, we'll certainly try to stream every game from here on out that we can, that we're home for, and then playoffs. Of course, you guys don't know, still doing that 12-hour stream for the first home playoff game, or an equivalent of a 12-hour stream. If they start at 7, we'll try to get there around 7 a.m. And kind of film what's going on, try to find some guests. So until the Sabres get a little bit closer to clinching, I'm not really going to plan too much other than getting access there, because I don't know guests and I don't know the exact day, and it's hard to get anyone confirmed for that without having a day and time. So the to be announced on that one. We'll let you know about that, because that's going to be a big event. But right now, not much to go for without knowing a day.
Absolutely. All right, we got Owen in the chat. He's got 2 highs. Thank you. One for each of us, I guess. Hopefully he doesn't spam. I get so nervous seeing multiple messages from the same person of the same message on the screen. So I see you, Owen. Don't try anything on me. Trocheck is excellent on the faceoffs. Cough, cough. Yeah, Trocheck's been rumored to want to stay on the East Coast. Buffalo's not too far from his family. It's still in the state of New York, so you get to keep saying hi and hello and keep right up against those beautiful New York State taxes. He's used to it, I guess. But yeah, Cal, who would you most rather prefer, Robert Thomas or Vinny Trocheck?
Definitely Robert Thomas, just based on
What?
you'd have him under you'd have him under a better contract. Obviously, you'd have him under good term. He's the total package, like we talked about. A guy like Vincent Trocheck, I wouldn't be opposed to it if that's all they could do, like you said, to fix the face-off problem. Potentially a veteran guy, been there, done that, but not really someone I have circled on my list. Seems like a little bit of a high expense for short term. But if you wanted to get him as a rental, maybe. I know he has a little bit of a connection with Tage, playing with him on Team USA. So I don't know. I really don't see that happening at all, though. I'd be shocked if the Sabres went out and got Vincent Trocheck for the year.
And with that point, Cal, let's look around the NHL here for some quick out of town scores. Boston's up 2-1 on Pittsburgh. New Jersey's beating Florida 3-1. Man, it looks like Florida's dead. Florida's dead. Utah are up 3-1 over the Washington Capitals right now. And the Nashville Predators up 2-1 on Columbus.
Ooh, that is also very good.
So Sabres can hold on here, and they just continue to widen that gap. And isn't it funny how our expectations have shifted now? It seems like everyone expects to get into the playoffs. We must get in there. There's no if, but when it happens, when it's confirmed, how far this team actually can go. And as currently constructed, say nothing else comes through. Robert Thomas deal falls through. Vinny Trocheck, everyone else, we can't bring in any players. What is the ceiling right now for this team in terms of a playoff run?
It really is hard to tell, because when you ask that question about a perennial playoff team, it's kind of easy to see where they stack up versus years prior. This team doesn't have that. So we're kind of going in blind. We don't know how these players are going to adapt to the playoff game, the stress of it, the physicality of it. I don't want to say the NHL changes the rules for the playoffs, but they do. So it's a different game in the playoffs, right? We don't know how 90% of the players on this team will adapt to that style of game. But with that being said, I don't know. I could see them winning a round. This team theoretically could win the cup as is, but if we're being completely honest, I think probably a second round exit right now without adding anything. And I think that's being a little bit generous with the amount of playoff experience that's on this team.
Yeah, I generally agree. The Sabres could maybe shock someone, especially if we get a matchup like Detroit in that first round. Then I could totally see us winning that, because I don't want to jinx us, but I don't find Detroit very impressive in terms of a team. They're skating by barely. And the crazy part is they've been doing it for such a large game sample size now. So I don't know about that. Montreal scares me a bit more. The team that I really don't want to see is Carolina or Tampa. I know we just smacked the doors off of Tampa, but in a round 1 series, Carolina would be rough.
Yeah, get them out of the way though, beat them up, and then you got easier teams to follow right now. But in all seriousness, I agree. I think Detroit's kind of the ideal situation there. They've kind of lingered around that 0 goal differential all season long. It's been very impressive how they've managed to stay so high in the standings while, just having all these close games where Montreal, same sort of thing. But like you said, Montreal also scares me. They're fast, they're youthful, they're crafty, and they also have a little bit of that physicality that I don't know if the Sabres would be able to match. I know the Sabres have been a good matchup against them this season. They have kind of bullied their younger guys, but they do have that physicality. And I don't know what's going on with Patrick Laine. I know he might be a trade chip, but if he stays there too, just another guy to bolster their power play. So it's going to be interesting to see who the matchup is. But like we've said over and over and over again, it doesn't matter, right? I would give the Sabres the same percentage chance to win a playoff series against Tampa as I do against Montreal or Detroit. I think it really comes down to, is this team capable of playing playoff hockey? And if they are, I think they can just keep staying on this hot streak. And if they kind of feel the pressure of it and fall apart, it doesn't matter who they're losing 5-0 to in 4 straight games, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Um, it's really tough for me because Montreal's given us the toughest matchups. Jonathan says in the chat he doesn't want to see Carolina, Boston, Tampa, and Montreal. I don't know about Boston. I'm okay with seeing Boston. I know we lost twice early in the season at the TD Garden, but Boston is not a team that scares me right now. They don't have a ton of speed. The Sabres do really well against teams built like that. Pittsburgh would also be a rough one, but we probably aren't seeing them in the first round unless the Sabres fall into a wild card spot and Pittsburgh ends up first in the Metro Division.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting matchup. No Crosby as well for the foreseeable future. We'll see if he's back for playoffs. Back to Boston though, like that overtime loss in Boston early on in the season. And keep in mind, this is when the Sabres, they had their speed, but they weren't playing the level of hockey that they are now. I was fully confident the entirety of that game to come back, as Boston was just so slow. The Sabres were so dominant. They just kind of weren't getting the bounces, and they still managed to come back and force that game into overtime. So I'm not worried about Boston, but props to Boston and Pittsburgh. You bring up both those teams. Before the season, those two teams were supposed to be kind of near the bottom of the standings. They've both managed to impress and stay in playoff spots pretty much the entire season. So shout out Pittsburgh, shout out Boston. They've managed to do it among it, the greatest of odds, because those two franchises, I mean, they just can't catch a break, right? That's what we've been hearing the last couple off seasons, but of course being sarcastic there because they have a couple bad years and all of a sudden they're crying, whereas we have had 14 straight years of misery.
Yeah. Sabres production was going on. I see again. We're seeing Montreal, I'm pretty sure. Well, that's the odds. The odds-on favorite for our first round matchup. If we do get there is Montreal. All the analytics, they all hate Detroit. It's so funny. We're level on points with Detroit right now, but we have like a 90% chance of getting in. Detroit's like 60 or 70%. Stop. No, don't do it. Don't do the But so it's really interesting. But yeah, Montreal's our odds-on favorite. Cal, we got just under a minute to go here, 43 seconds until the game returns. What do you think the Sabres need to do to be successful in this third?
They got to come out aggressive, right? They can't be playing, trying not to lose, sitting on their heels. They have to be aggressive. They have to go for this win early on in this period. Go for that goal. Like we've mentioned, they're the faster team. Get a quick one here, then you can kind of sit back. Don't sit back and let them tie this, because if they do, I don't want to say Lions looked a little bit shaky today, but there has been a lot of pucks at the crease, so you don't want a couple goals to happen in the first 5 minutes, and then you're really pressed. Sabres got to go for it here, end this game early on.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Cal. It's a pleasure again having you on the stream. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yep. It's going to be a long couple weeks, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for some videos coming up, and have a good one, guys.
All right. Thank you, Cal, again. So, folks, with that, we are going to transition into the third period, folks. Hopefully the third and final period. Maybe the Sabres win. I hope they do. I certainly hope so. That would be very nice. Let me turn off my desktop audio. Turn that back on. Which teams in the NHL are the top dog rivals? Like how the Chiefs... Well, here's the interesting part, Grassmaster. I wouldn't really say the Sabres have a big-time rival right now because we've been so much of an afterthought and trash for a decade and a half. But if I had to pick one, maybe two, be any of our divisional rivals, I'm thinking Boston, Toronto, maybe Montreal. Those are the big three to pop to mind. Boston, Toronto, Montreal. But Toronto sucks this year. Sucks. Both teams can't be good at the same time. But folks, we're about to get up and running here for the third and maybe final period of this hockey game. Sabres looking to defend a 1-goal lead going into this final one. And make sure, folks, we are 15 subs away from 3,400. Let's get there tonight. Come on now. Well, I don't even see Razor between the benches here to open the third period. I wonder if Bro's just done. No. Looks like he's upstairs. Yep, Razor had to leave the benches. He's back upstairs. That's too bad for him. But anyways, folks, here we go. Both teams are on the ice, leaning in for this face-off, and we are off and running. For the third period of this Vegas-Buffalo game, Eichel wins the face-off, and they will immediately go in on the attack here. Across the blue line they go. Eichel, with the puck on his stick, crossing over that near face-off dot. He sends one towards the net, blocked off, creams to the far boards. Kept in, though, by Vegas. Eichel trying to center this one. Pass intended for Bowman. Picked off by Tage. He gets this puck, gets it up the boards, and Tuck will help it out. And now Buffalo moving forward. Dahlin drops pass to Thompson. Back to another one from Sammy. His shot missed the net. Here's Tage again. Nice pull-up move. Tage trying to go short side. Maybe catching Schmidt off his post. Couldn't. And Vegas able to clear it out. Remy with his power hates. Pretty funny tonight. Sabres. Trying to keep it in the Vegas zone. Can't. And here comes Hannafin, the former Flame. Left side shooting here for the Golden Knights. Goes behind the net. They're going back to the back post there. Sabres able to just get it out. And we're already under some decent pressure here. Here's Marner. At center ice now. Circling around with this puck. Marner. He'll go in all alone on himself. He'll chip it in. Goes behind the Sabres net. Looking to center this one. It goes to the front post. Norris pushes him off. Yeah, hi Sabre Productions. And now the Sabres can chip this down the ice. Here's Hannafin now. Hannafin right at the blue line. That pass was bouncing on everybody. Sabres only able to get it up a few inches. Colton Sissons takes a spill. Now the Sabres with some speed. They'll take it back. Here comes Quinn. Quinn drops past. Zucker shot missed the target. Now Kesselring. His one's blocked away. His effort. Now Vegas with a little bit of space here. Sissons plays it to the wing. Gets it back. But Quinn with a good break up there at center ice. Quinn trying to pursue this one into the Vegas zone. Can't. And here comes Vegas again. They'll gain the Sabres line. Reinhardt battling with Lavoie for this puck. Eventually, Kesselring able to take it away. Kesselring, though, loses it right at center ice. Gotta be careful. Sabres do get back, but here comes Lavoie again. Lavoie with a drop back pass. They were trying to go back towards the net. Can't get it there. Here's Hurdle now. Below the goal crease. He'll send it up top. There's a quick shot. Deflects wide of the line. Now it goes right out in front. It's sitting on the goal line. They jam away at it, but Lyon holds his line and keeps this puck out. Very close there. Sabres again. We got to get something going here. They don't have a ton of life here to open this period. I'm a little concerned. We can't sustain 17 minutes of this. We got 40 people in chat. Hello. Sabres still have a 1-goal lead here, but at one point it was 3. Norris and Eichel leaning into this draw. Eichel gets tossed out of the faceoff dot. Get the hell out. You are such a bum. You are such a bum, Eichel. Get out of here. Stop complaining. Shut up. Shut up. You suck. Okay. Faceoff's dropped. Sabres win it. Sabres will play it off the boards right to center ice. There's a bouncing puck settled down by Norris with speed up the near side wing. He'll drop it back. There's a shot from the point. Samuelson's shot straight into the gut of Schmid. And he'll hold on for no rebound. Huh. Well, Remy. Okay. Well, I've been calling you your dog's name. Remy's dad. That makes sense. I'm gonna be quiet, man. I try to... It's tough for me. I can't really criticize. It's tough for me to stay quiet most times when I'm watching a Sabres game, even when we sucked last season. First line out there for Buffalo. Tage leaning into this draw. He'll win it cleanly to the point. Power across to a shot from Byram. Saved by Schmid. Sabres just looking to simplify. Actually, that's Samuelson. So Samuelson and Power are a D pairing now. Let's go. 51 people. Come on, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Subscribe and like. Yes, all that. Oops. Vegas wins the draw, but sends it all the way down the ice for an icing. A lot of whistles here to start this period. I'm not trying to be purposefully boring, guys. There's just a lot of whistles right now, so sorry about that. So another draw here in the offensive zone. All right, they're going to lean into this one. Ref again decides not to drop it. Come on, can we drop it? Stop being a bum. All right, Eichel wins it. That sucks. Theodore picking up that puck. His shootout attempt goes off the leg or something of Tuck. He gets back up. Good to see that. And here comes Eichel across the blue line, left side entry. Eichel trying to dance around Power. He gets stripped by Power. Much to the delight of the Sabres home crowd. And now here's Power with a stretch past the center. To Tuck now. Tage. He'll just whack it into the zone. Schmid behind his net. He'll calmly play it to his one side here. And here's Barbashev. Forward across that blue line. Vegas changing. Barbashev turns it over though. And here's Norris. But Vegas, they were changing. They had all their numbers behind the puck. Sabres into the Vegas zone. Keeping at the near point there by the Sabres defenseman. That was Dahlin. Around to Korczak. Korczak touches it along to his forward buddy. And Vegas just gets it out. Yeah, Eichel was a bum. Ooh, watch out. Byram under some significant pressure in front of his own net. He's got to go away from one. Dahlin just whacks it up the boards. They'll get it down the ice. No icing because there was a deflection from Doan. And now here comes Vegas again. Long range shoot in after the carry. Smith overskates the puck. Falls to Dorofeyev. Dorofeyev along the boards finds Jack Quinn. And now Quinn with a little bit of room. He'll circle and go up ice. Finds Zucker just inside the Vegas line. But Vegas has really plugged off everything in their own zone. That Sabres team through the first half of this game is just gone. Vegas has been doing a real good team effort here in the last 15 minutes. Here's Kolesar in the near side corner. Under 15 to go. Kolesar trying to go to the net. His pass deflects away. And now the Sabres get a turnover here. They're trying to quickly spring Zucker the other way. But the pass intended for him misses. And that'll be an icing call against Buffalo. So Buffalo, we just got to be very careful about not playing safe here. There's still over 14 and a half minutes to go in this third, and Vegas has been getting way too many opportunities here for the last 15 minutes, like I mentioned. So we have to keep pushing the envelope here. There's a shot. The point goes wide of line. Hurdle was looking for it. Sabres turn it over right inside the blue line. There was McLeod unable to get it out. There is a puck towards the net, looking back post. Vegas misses it. Now here comes a 3-on-2 for Quinn. Quinn walking to the middle on the backhander shot, saved by Schmid. And Zucker got an extra whack away on Schmid. Vegas did not appreciate that contact. But that's a good shot by Quinn. That looked almost as good as his forehand shots. I know, Quinn with a shot. He didn't miss it this time, Remy. He didn't miss it. Don't worry, the Quinn, I know he's missed 2 breakaways, but I haven't felt the need to get a crazy rant on this guy yet. So here's another face-off here. Sabres win it to the point. Samuelson walking down the line, plays it back towards Thompson. His shot sits in front. No one could get a stick on it. Here's Tage again. Tage over on the left side. His centering attempt gets picked off. And now watch out. Eichel looking to get a step. Couldn't. But Bowman will follow up. But he gets stripped here. And then the Sabres, now it's center ice. Tuck could not get by the defenseman. Sammy with the nice follow-up. He gets into the zone. He carries it down the far side, around to Tuck. Tuck missed the puck again. Come on, buddy, just touch the puck. And now watch out. Eichel with a little bit of space here, walking on the left side. Eichel, he'll spin it down low. Finds Bowman. Bowman up top to Hanifin, excuse me. Hanifin across. There's a shot! Just on goal. Blocked away by Lyon. Puck sits into the far corner now. And now the Sabres will slowly get off the ice. They are struggling. It was a long shift for the first line. Vegas now retreats into their own zone. Up the right side they go. Shooting it in is Hanifin. Long shooting. Looking for Dorofeyev. It's pinned against the near side boards. Benson will just chip at it. Gets out of the zone. Flipped up the center ice. Malenstein whacks away a couple of times. Can't get to it. Oh, and now we got a whistle here, I believe, for an offsides. That puck goes up and out of play, and we have a timeout on the ice. So, commercial break here. 13 minutes on the dot. The Sabres maintain their 1-goal lead, but it's tenuous. Louisville basketball is on right now, so I'm looking up the score. Don't think I forgot about you guys. Sammy's. Maybe gained another one. 14 away from 3,400. Appreciate whoever that new subscriber was. Yeah, Quinn hasn't fallen down this game yet. Usually he's kind of woozy on his skates there, but not tonight. Tonight he's just missing the net and can't handle the puck. Which, is that all too surprising, folks? Not really. We've got 52 people in the chat. Make sure to like and subscribe. I don't know how many likes we're at. I don't have YouTube open at the moment, so as to not crash my computer. But last time it was around 33. I hope to see it above that. Maybe 35, maybe 40. Can we get to 40? That'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Well, we're in a commercial break right now. That's not a... doesn't say 3-minute ad break, does it? Oh. I never looked at these. I didn't realize how long they are. Oh, I'm tired. A long day. I'm sad, folks. This is going to be the final 13 minutes for me for a few weeks. Hopefully Kel gives you guys some content next week while I'm gone. So the Sabres... Alright, we're back. The ad break wasn't really that long. All right, face off just outside the Vegas zone. Osling gets tossed out of the dot. I think that was strategic because now Norris gets a step in. Nope, it wasn't because Norris just lost cleanly to Marner. So Vegas got possession here right off the draw. They'll skate up ice. Here's Marner with the puck on his stick up the right-hand side. Marner across the face-off dot, still with the puck on his stick, goes behind the net, plays it to the point. There's a shot that sits right in front. Lyon makes the save. Dorofeyev was camped right in his grill there, but Lyon able to break that up. Somebody's got put some pressure here on Vegas. We just haven't been getting that many offensive opportunities here. It's going to come, hopefully. You would think. We need 2 points here tonight. Just keep stacking the wins, one after the other. There's a quick win off the draw. Dorofeyev his shot was blocked, and now Buffalo can skate the other way here. Quinn up the near side boards, gets checked hard to the boards. He loses his stick, so there's your fall down. He just fell down, guys. He's back on his skates, though. A puck goes past him on the board, skipped past him, and now Marner can go the other way here. Buffalo tips this one out to center, just outside the reach of McLeod. But he needs a goal here real soon. It's been a long time for him. Well, watch out. Quinn just lost his stick. He's on his knees. Hanifin sends it to the net. Missed then to everyone. Kept in, though, by Vegas. Here's Sissons. Sissons to Hanifin. Walking down the line. He loses the puck. Tage Thompson has it now. He wasn't under pressure, but now he just turned the puck over. It goes right in front. Sissons in front. Oh, my goodness. Somehow that doesn't go in. Riley Smith was staring at an open net. How did that not go? That hit a defenseman in front? Did Lion get a piece of it? Here's the replay. Sissons walked to the front. He outweighted Byram, slid it back across to Riley Smith, and that was power. It got caught power. He blocked it from going in. It was a wide open net. Should have been 3-all. But somehow the Sabres are getting the bounces. Their defensemen just happen to be in the right spots. And for the second time tonight, Power saves a goal. So he scored 1, conceded 1, saved 2. That's a decent, it's a meh, pretty okay night. Here's Kolasar off the faceoff win. Centers this one to Sissons. Sissons just slams it down low towards Reinhardt. Across to McNabb at the point. His shots held on by Lyon. He didn't know where it was, but just held on. But Vegas are all over the Sabres at the moment. Buffalo's got to wake up here. Vegas is suffocating Buffalo at the moment. And they have all the momentum right now. That third goal is coming. But Lyon is doing his best to keep things at bay. Now he's yapping at someone. I'm not sure who. Anyways, leaning into this draw. Vegas wins it. Here's Anderson walking towards the middle. His shot blocked. Now the Sabres can finally flip this one out. Yeah, there's only been 1 power play this game. Pretty clean from both teams. Here's Metza, though. Right side on the entry. Centers this one. McLeod can't get a clean shot off. Rasmus Anderson now takes it away, and here comes Buffalo. There's a shoot-in, wide of Lyon. He'll slap it back towards the corner. Metza reaching him with a stick. He finds Zucker, and Zucker can go up the far side. Sabres scoops it into the zone. It goes off the glove of the defenseman and in. Lauzon against Zucker. Lauzon ushers it to the far side here for Bowman. Bowman had his stick lifted. Nice play by Malenstein. Malenstein sends a slapper towards the net wide of Schmid. Finds Power at the near side with the keep-in. Here's Power. Plays it to the point. A little bit of space for Benson. Out wide. Samuelson. His shot sits in the crease. Schmid holds on, though. Kozak was looking and fishing for it. But we got a bunch of whistles to stop play. Man, Dan sounds miserable right now, folks. Well, that was a nice shift by the fourth line. Hopefully that can rejuvenate the other 3, because it's been pretty quiet from all of them. Here's Beck Malenstein. He got a goal last game. Pissed off he didn't get another one here. All right, another offensive zone draw. Won by the Sabres. No clear shot lane for the defensemen. They'll just play it down low, and watch out. Here comes Eichel on the touch pass. It's a 2-on-1. Eichel shot wide. Goes to the near side point. McNabb. Okay, I just lost my train of thought. I'm tired. Here's Tage, patient with the puck. He'll shoot it towards Krebs. He'll tip it into the Vegas end. Schmid in behind the net. Finds McNabb. McNabb to Barbashev. His pass picked off at center ice. Here's Tage, leaving it for Ostlund. Looks like Lindy has shuffled the lines around a bit. Ostlund can't get very far into the Vegas zone. Nobody does the choo-choo play. No sugar-free food. Not sure what time you guys want me to come over and get some rest. What? Elderly hunk, not sure what the heck that's all about. Anywho, the Sabres force Vegas to make an errant pass, and they go back down the ice. What the heck? Can someone explain that message from Elderly? The Elderly guy? Vegas gains the Buffalo line, looking for that touch pass into the high slot. Marner was waiting for it, but Sabres did not just enough to break it up. There's another shot from the point. Redirected by Dorfeev right into the glove of the line, and he's got a few words for Dorfeev after the fact. So we get another whistle here and another TV timeout. 62 people joining us just as the game goes to a commercial break. So sorry, ladies and gents. All right. But Vegas has been taking it to Buffalo for about a period and a half. I'm not sure what's going on. Somebody informed the old folks home that the elderly hunk has left the building. Gotta get them back. Yeah, I don't know, man. Get back in your cage, elderly hunk. Get back in your cage. We should put like a leash on elderly people. What do we think? I'm saying this sarcastically, maybe, but we can't let them stray too far. Not that they go too far to begin with, but it's worked with my brother, okay? He likes to roam, and I don't appreciate that. I like to know where he is at all times, so we got to do something about that. This is my public policy point for the night. There you go, folks. But guys, Remy's the #1 chatter tonight. I wonder who #2 is. Let's see here. Yeah, Warriors #2, Cal's #3, Grassmasters #4. What did you say? What? There's a lot of sus content. Don't go too far past that line, elderly hunk. I'm not afraid to use my moderator powers here. There's something off about you, man. Yeah. Alrighty, we're about to return from a commercial break, folks. So come here. You, come here. We're back in this chat. We're back. The game's back. 9:08 to go here in this one-goal game. Vegas are pushing, but Buffalo's defending okay. Alex Lyons made a couple of crucial saves here. But anyways, here we go. Sabres tip it into the Vegas zone. Someone gets checked off at center ice here. Check when pointed. Maybe that's an interference, but nah. It's a nice call against Buffalo. Hmm. 9 minutes to go here in this third period. Sabres up by a goal. And we really need to get play going the other way because Jack Eichel is pushing. And if Jack Eichel scores the equalizer, I'm going to crash out. It starts with winning draws right here. Hey! Screw you, Eichel. McLeod wins it. Darlene banks it off the near side glass. It goes right at the feet of McNabb. Quinn stole it from him, but some reason that's an offsides. Okay. I don't know about that, linesman. Alex, what's going on? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's see here. I guess. That's a really close call. I don't know. I don't think that was an offsides against Kerwin, but had we scored, then it would have been a close call. 65 people in the chat. Folks, like and subscribe. We're 14 subs away from 3,400 subscribers. Let's go. Get it. Let's get it. Ariba or something. Vegas wins the draw. They chip it into the Sabres zone. Why is everyone leaving? A bunch of Sabres fans are leaving the game. This is not over, you dumbasses. This was a sellout, but I'm seeing pockets of emptiness. Unreal. All this just to beat traffic. It's just a Tuesday night. It's not like they have work the next morning. Reinhardt flips it out here for Vegas. Power gloves this down. He's got the own zone. 70 people in the chat now. Let's get this up to 100 maybe. Power tips this one forward. Is that going to be a nice and call? Another icing call here against Buffalo. Dan Dunleavy, the current announcer here on the Sabres broadcast, just sounds like shite. I said a bad word. We got 8:11 to go now. I know. See, people, we missed a whole generation of potential fans. I mean, we gotta get our act up together. We have Bills Mafia, and Sabres crowds used to be crazy good. It's been a little quiet, though. I haven't heard a ton of noise. I got to will this team back into the game. But here comes Marner. 3 across the blue line. Drops it back. Thought about the shot. They did. Shea Theodore now takes it. Goes off a skate into the corner. Now Buffalo shoots it. It's going to roll down the ice. Just far enough for an icing. And the fans really don't like that. And Alex Tuck has got a smile on his face. He's like, nah, we both know you're capping, bro. That's not really an icing. Hey, we got another one, 13 away from another big milestone for this channel. We're a small channel, so every little milestone counts. And now the fans are giving the refs a little business here. They're chanting. All right. Good face-off win here for Buffalo. They'll bank it off the far boards. Krebs has got the puck. He'll chip it to an open wing. Here's Sammy. Saint Sammy. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will never change. I'm a stubborn old mule. Stubborn old. I'm young. Stubborn young mule. Ooh, good play by Doan at the far board, stripping Hurdle of the puck. And now Doan, making sure this is not a icing. He'll chip it to the near boards. Doan receives the return. Touch on pass. Doan pursuing this. Whoa, and this got flipped out of the zone. And this is going to be a power play, I believe. Yes! This went straight out of play. Rasmus Andersson is pleading his case, but it looks like Buffalo's going to get a power play here. An ill-timed penalty for Vegas. Yeah, Rasmus Andersson just flipped this straight out of play, and that's going to be a power play for Buffalo.
The kind of guy since you're on
I'm 22, actually. I'm 22 AI, so you're
like
close, but not close.
People.
Not that close. I'm older than that. Yeah, Remy, we tables. So Rasmus Andersson is going to go to the box here with 7-10. The Vegas bench looking at this call. I don't know if can they challenge this? I don't know why they'd be looking so hard at it. Jack Quinn. No, they haven't shown who's on the ice yet, but I swear to God, if Jack Quinn's on that ice, I'm going to be pissed. Doan, Zucker. I look 20. Yeah, I've gotten that a lot. I don't have any facial hair, so I look younger. I'm older than that. How dare you? How dare you? I'm an old man, all right? All right, Norris gets kicked out of the draw. Zucker will take his place. Eichel leaning in against him. Eichel wins the faceoff cleanly, but the linesman ruled that he won it unfairly. So we get a continuous stoppage here. Can we just drop the puck? Now they do. Vegas wins it again. They'll shoot it around the boards and clear it down the ice. Yeah, I hope I'm a few decades away from having to do that, Remy. So Sabres off that Rasmus Andersson delay a game. They'll go up the boards. I'm just looking at AI's comment there. Tuck shooting goes out of play. $1:31 left on the Sabres power play. It kind of sucks. If you guys are watching this game, you're gonna see me crash out to a typical Seth Apper power play. We won't be able to get the puck in the zone. We won't be able to string passes together. And even if we do, they'll just pressure the puck carrier. We'll lose it, and it gets sent down the ice. There's a face-off here at center ice. Buffalo wins it. They'll win possession here. I guess that's big step here. Rasmus drops it. Here's Donor. Donor drops it back again. Finds Norris, makes a move at center, gets around one, crosses that blue line. Here's Buffalo now in the zone. Zucker leaves it for Josh Norris. Norris trying to knock it down. Finds Doan. He tried to go far side. His pass is picked off and lifted into the Buffalo end. That puck is. Now Vegas changing, but here comes Tage. It goes quick to the net. His shot goes wide. It goes to the wing. Norris can't get that puck, and now there's a cross-ice pass that deflects out of play. Vegas doing a really good job right now of just keeping the flow of this game. Stop, start. They're really breaking up this power play. And the first power play unit is off. So here comes Jack Quinn. Get a high voice for 4 seconds, not man. This chat is straight fire. Yeah, hell yeah. Amen. We got 68 people in the chat. 48 seconds left in the Sabres power play. We lose another draw, but Jack Quinn with good puck retrieval wins it back for Buffalo. Finds McLeod to Byram at the point now. Here's McLeod. Down low to Quinn to the net! He tried to spin that one on. Schmid got a piece of it. Here's Power now. On the near side boards, trying to get this puck, trying to win possession. He cannot. Vegas, their first cleared out attempt failed. Second one will not. They send it down the ice. He ate too many chicken or chocolate chip cookie chicken wings, actually, Remy. Sabres, play it back. Clock ticking down. 10 seconds remain on this power play. Here's Quinn, just gets by one. He thankfully got by one. No, he didn't. He actually lost it. Here comes Riley Smith. Across ice looking for Shea Theodore, who's coming off the bench. He goes between the legs of Jack Quinn out to the front of the net. Sabres, their power play is done. Vegas back to even strength, and the Sabres clear. In a 1-goal game. 4:57 to go here. Vegas trying to go to the front. Riley Smith trying to tuck it between the legs and in, but he can't. Sabres bank it off the boards and out. Elderly hunk, I appreciate that you care so much. Thank you. Thank you. I care about each and every one of you equally, though. Okay, fine. Elijah may be topping the cake. I miss... So we got another icing call here against Buffalo. Face off to the left of Alex Lyon here. We're into the dog days of this hockey game, as I love to say. Vegas wins this face-off. They play it down low. Smith trying to touch it towards the front. Eichel dances around one, centers this one. Bowman couldn't get a clean shot off. Now Eichel again is shot straight into the crest of Lyon. He will hold on. And now we got 4.5 to go. MSG decides, yeah, we're going to break up the momentum of this hockey game and go to a TV timeout. So that's what they're doing. Fantastic. $96 people. Let's check scores around the league. You think a power play's coming? They've put away their whistles majority of the night. So I really hope they don't decide now's the time to start making some questionable calls. Scores around the NHL. Boston up 2-1 on Pittsburgh. New Jersey up 3-1 on Florida. Don't really care about either of those teams. They suck. 3-2 is the score between Utah and Washington. Utah is up. And, damn it, Columbus came back. They're up 3-2 on Nashville. Not great. But we gained another subscriber, folks. 3,388 is now the count. There you go. Let's keep adding 12 more. There's 60 of you. I guarantee 12 of you haven't subscribed. And if you even remotely like what we do here on this channel, give us a shot. Give us a shot. It's great. Cal is great. I'm okay. I'm doing fine. But would be doing better if you subscribed. I'm going to guilt trip you. I'm going to guilt trip you hard. Okay? Remy, that is so random. What made you say that just now? The redheads are crazy. Did she just do something off screen? Alex Nicholas is firing up a storm here. Fried rice got him gas machine. Interesting. Interesting. Fried rice. I haven't had that in a long time. Miss it. When did this chat devolve into a bunch of bowel movement puns? What happened here? What I guess elderly hunk is the trendsetter on that. Yeah. All right, we're about to return to play here, folks. How many likes are we at? We are at 41. Nice. Can we get to the big 5-0? Is that possible? All right, another face-off here. Sabres win it, and they'll chip it out to center ice here. Again, why is the crowd thinning out? What the hell? You blame the elderly hunk. Yeah. And here's the Sabres now trying to knock down this loose puck at center ice. Doan lifts it into the Vegas end. Norris is out there. Tries to get it in deep. Vegas, though, quickly bypassing that forecheck there of the Sabres. They get to center. Norris with a quick slapper. Could hear him slapping the other guy's stick from a mile away. Mike Doria, thank you so much for subscribing. Let's go, Mike. We're 11 away now from 3,400. Appreciate that. Barbashev will just chip this puck into the zone. Here's Samuelson. Samuelson around the near side boards finds Thompson, and now Thompson with some speed trying to split the defenseman. He will just play it out to a wing. Ostlund pulls up, plays it down low. Thompson missed his stick, goes right to the defenseman, and now to Marner up the near side. Marner enters the Buffalo zone, drops it for Hannafin. To the middle he goes. Now to... Ooh, I forgot his name. Korzak. Korzak, his shot. Whistled wide of line. Can they keep it indoor, Fav? No, just can't get to it. Karuba collision. I missed that. Ooh, good play by the Sabres at center ice here. Breaking that play up. Krebs into the Vegas zone. He blows a tire, though. 3 minutes remain here in this hockey game. Wonder when Schmidt is going to be pulled here. Here's Dahlin. Playing it around up the wall. Quinn just gets it out and finds Zucker. Zucker may have a 2-on-1. Sends it forward. McLeod backhander off the post. Off the post and out of play. Sabres nearly made a 4-2 there. But, let's see how close this really was. Oh, yeah. He just goes right off the crossbar there. But he tried to slip it back to the forehand. He had Schmidt beat up high. But McLeod just couldn't get it to go. A couple inches lower and it's in, and it's a different kind of game. Sabres leaning into this draw. McLeod can win it. Vegas has got possession behind their own net with 2:40 to go here and counting. Tick, tick, tick. Smith across that line finds Kolasar. Kolasar can't get it in deep. Now he does. He sends it towards the net. Sabres retrieve it, though. And here's Zucker. Zucker looking for McLeod. He was alone in the middle of the ice, but a couple of Vegas players in between broke that up. Now Buffalo's going to change here. The crowd started to cheer this as the clock continues to tick down here. Dahlin pushing it forward slightly. The Sabres get to the neutral zone. It bounces into the Vegas zone. Here's Eichel now. Eichel booed by the home crowd. 91 people in the chat for the end of this. Buffalo trying to continue their march towards the playoffs. Shea Theodore behind his own net. Finds Eichel, rolls off his stick. Thompson, he'll just take it from him and shoot it right back into the Vegas end. The NHL, yes, this is a pro league. This is the top hockey league in the world. And now Vegas has just pulled the goalie. 6-on-5 hockey. Here's Eichel. Eichel in the corner being hounded by Byram there. Tuck gets to that puck but can't get it out. Finds Theodore with space. Takes the shot. Deflects just wide of Tuck. Or Wolf. And now Tuck gets it out of the zone. He gets upended. No arm up from the referees. That was clearly an interference. Vegas plays it into the zone. Here are the Sabres. They knock it down with their hands out of the zone. Oh, Krebs, he's on the ice. Couldn't get to that puck. He's been an empty net merchant this year. Here's Eichel. At his own zone. He'll turn it over. Sabres for the empty net. Sammy's shot. Missed it. And that'll be an icing call against Buffalo with 49 seconds remaining. All right, looks like Vegas is going to call timeout here. 104 people in here. We got under a minute to go. Vegas has called a 30-second timeout here, folks. Stick around. Stick around. Vegas is drawing up their plans right now. The fans are on their feet. The rallying towels are spinning like crazy. This building hasn't been rocking in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. It's rocking tonight, though, as the Sabres look to cling to a 1-goal lead. Alrighty. Timeout to be over here. So there's Schmidt on the bench. Jacob, what's going on? Dean as well. I try to call once a week, so this is my game for the week. Unfortunately, I'm on vacation next week, so I won't be able to do anything for the next little while. But I should be back after that. Cal may do a stream next week as well. But watch out. Here's a loose puck in the Sabres zone. Hurdle trying to cut towards the net. Goes back to the point. Shea Theodore down low for Eichel. Eichel looking to make a move. He plays it back up top. Marner back to Eichel. He's on the near wall. Up top to Marner. His shot deflected high up into the air. Bounces into the corner. Sabres looking to get onto this one. 30 seconds remain in this third period. Tage looking to clear the zone. He can. Now it falls to Byram. Byram's just going to flip this to the blue line. Kicked in. It's sailing. And now there's a shot off the crossbar and bounces right down just beside the net. And now the Sabres looking to get some space here. They get out of the zone. Here's Krebs with the empty net. He's not going to try it. He's just going to play it down into the near zone. The fans are on their feet. Less than 5 to go. One last opportunity. The one-timers wanted the goal. And the Sabres are going to pull this one out. 3-2 is your final score here. That's another win. 4 in a row for the Sabres. They beat Jack Eichel. That bum in the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas loses another one, and they continue to suck against playoff teams. But Buffalo wins it in regulation, 3-2. Buffalo did what they had to do in that third period. It wasn't pretty. It was actually very ugly. But we'll take it. We'll take it. That's cool. It's great. So, yeah, that's great. That's nice. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't this game as I normally do with others. Maybe because it was against a Western Conference team and the stakes just aren't as high. But man, that crowd was high. Yeah, Drew, they really were. But I appreciate everyone for subscribing. Oh, we got more subscribers. We're up to 3393. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. If you are subscribed or just have and you want a shout out, please tell me in the chat. We operate on the honor code system here. Yes, wagon, Benel, wagon. We are an absolute wagon right now, folks. No one can stop this team. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Sabres. All right? It's a fact. Don't look it up. It's a fact. I did call them out for leaving early. I did. Because why? I don't know why the fans did that. It was a good game. Sabres weren't playing fantastic, but it was close. It was very close. But nope, the Sabres continue to roll here. That's 4 in a row. They next go to Pittsburgh on Thursday. That's going to be a tough game. Stanley Cup or not yet? No, not yet. Not yet, Jacob. That's, we got a few months before that. My only analysis with the crowd leaving, yeah, that's true. Well, it's true. They were leaving, and I don't appreciate that. I don't usually leave that early. I know it's a Tuesday night, but I wouldn't do it. Hunk pulled his groin shoveling snow. That's interesting. Train horn is going off now. But that's going to cap off, folks. Very, very productive stream here. 44 likes. I think that's the most likes we've had on the stream so far this season. So I appreciate everyone for that. We had a ton of viewers here tonight. And I'm going to do what I normally do. Go through the chat and shout out whoever was speaking. Jacob, we should. Hopefully we do make it to the Stanley Cup. Our odds are very good. But I'm going to shout out Jacob, Remy, Elderly Hunk, Wyoming Grassmaster, Benel, Remy. Maybe I said him already. Dean. AI Warrior, Super Kane. There's Cal. Alex Nicholas. If I'm missing anyone, please tell me before I hop off. I want to give everyone a shout out. Sabres Productions earlier. Jonathan earlier tonight. Owen before that. Smooth Gaming. That's all I can scroll up to. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching, for chatting. I always appreciate it. It's these streams go a lot quicker when there's actually engagement in the chat, because I don't want to just be sitting here talking to myself. But anyways, folks, I'm tired. I gotta get up early. That's gonna do it for me here on Buffalo Sports Center. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna see you guys for a couple weeks, but hopefully after Cal gets back from his vacation, he streams next week. A couple of home games here for Buffalo. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. One last check on the sub count. Maybe we got a little closer to 34. I don't think we did. Let's see here. 33.95 or 5 away. Should I hang around a few more minutes? Let 5 of you late stragglers hustling on in. Maybe you guys can subscribe real quick. Get us to 34. Can we make it happen? We're so close. We're really close. Come on, folks. And yeah, we're very close. But any other final questions? Now's the time, as we all go to bed. Go to sleep. Why would my viewers care about the sub count? I don't know. It's a valid question. I hope they do. Because we're all communities and members of this community, and we want it to get bigger. We all want to be a part of it. And it's always nice when there's more people in the party with us. So that's why they care. That's why you should care, elderly honk. If you don't, that's fine. You're not going to get me, elderly. What insight? Sabres win. That's all the insight I can provide. I'm tired. I've been going at this for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Closing in on 3 hours, so yeah. Anywho. I'm gonna call it in a few seconds. That's right, Andrew. I have goals. We always can set goals. But yeah, appreciate everyone for supporting this stream. At least, even just clicking on the thumbnail and sticking around for as long as y'all have done. That's all it really takes, though. Everything else is just an addition on that. A little piece of extra. Do you think Quinn is someone... Oh, yeah. Andrew Quinn is definitely someone I would trade. He doesn't provide enough. His play style. He disappears in games where it's really tight against the walls. He had a couple moments tonight, but what's he here for? His shot, and he missed 2 breakaways. So, Quinn is someone I would trade. I don't think his play style will translate very well to the playoff-like atmosphere where things are really against the walls. It's gritty, it's grimy, it's nasty hockey. It's not going to be pretty. You're not going to have a ton of space either to skate. And for Quinn, that's what he needs to succeed. So, ship him out. Make him a piece in a larger trade. And, we'll see. But the trade deadline is Friday, folks, as well. So that'll be something to watch out for. Yeah, tonight he was. Well, he missed so many opportunities, but... Yep, a few more seconds until I gotta calm down. That every time after a Sabres game, I gotta ease down from the peak. Ease it down. I'm also hungry, so I should go get some food. Yeah, so anyways, I'm out. I was Don. This is Buffalo Sports Center. Like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Discord. Join all of that. Make the community bigger or something. So, yeah. Elderly honk. It's unfortunate that you spend your time complaining about me. Maybe you could write that 5,000 book right now. That's it. I'm going to end it. Sabres win. No more negativity. Goodbye.